friends, and welcome to another video. Today, I am going to be melting one of every lipstick from Sephora together into one giant mega lipstick. That's right, we're taking bad makeup science to the next level. So I've previously mixed all my nude lipsticks, my foundations, eyeshadows, liquid lipsticks, and highlighters together, and honestly, I've been surprisingly pleased with the results. But of course, all of those experiments were limited to my makeup collection. Things that I bought for myself to suit my own tastes, complexions, skin type, etc. So I thought if I could buy one of every lipstick from Sephora and melt them all together into a batch of Franken-Phora lipsticks, I would be able to both satisfy my ever-growing desire to melt makeup and also get an insight into what Sephora thinks are its most marketable lipstick colors. Because presumably what will emerge from the fiery depths of this mixture is the midpoint of all of Sephora's lipstick shades. Now, obviously, when I melt down all of these lipsticks, I'm gonna make more than just one lipstick, so I'm gonna take these extra tubes that I make and give them back to you guys as a subscriber giveaway. I'm sorry it's not a MacBook Air, it's just a bad makeup science experiment that you might not even want after I've put my grubby hands all over them. But I thought it'd be fun to share them with you guys as a novelty item, and we'll share the rules for the giveaway at the end of the video. As an additional note, to address the question of how the hell are we gonna do this video is sponsored by Quid. Now, if you haven't heard of Quid, it's a free app that you can get right now on the App Store that basically has tons of stickers, gifts, and tradable cards for different TV shows, movies, YouTubers, and other fandoms that you can collect and share. So it's kind of like Bitmoji, but with a wider variety of things. The feature that I love is that you can integrate the stickers into your iMessage keyboard and then send them like emojis. Quid actually made us our own sticker pack, so if you download the app, you can get that and then harass all of your friends with Krusty's face. So a big thank you to Quid for helping us produce our non-FDA approved Franken-Phora makeup line, and I hope you guys go check them out and download the app if you want to try it out. All right, let's do this. So based on some cursory research, we don't have enough money, even with our sponsorship, to buy one of every lipstick sold on Sephora.com. So instead, we decided to focus this experiment on what Sephora stocks in their actual stores. All right, so I've got my GoPro strapped to my chest, and we're gonna go try and buy one of every lipstick that this Sephora stocks, which narrows the scope of this midpoint lipstick to what Sephora and their vendors think will actually market and sell in person. I don't know what's gonna happen in there. I don't know how they're gonna react to this. Hopefully my credit card works, and hopefully we can actually afford to buy all of the lipsticks that they have. Just so we're not mixing too many elements, I'm gonna make sure that every product we buy is a traditional lipstick, not a liquid lipstick, gloss, pencil, or balm, but I'm open to any finish, including sheer, metallic, matte, cream, whatever. There is the dynamic of like, what if a lipstick is sold out? And I'm sure there's gonna be one or two colors that are just plain not there. But if I notice that a lot of colors are missing from a particular brand or line, I'm gonna make sure to fill in as many blanks as I can by going to another Sephora. It's not exact makeup science. It's bad makeup science. Oh my God, I can't believe we just did that. We had to call our bank to tell them that it was okay. This is nuts. I can't wait. We have so many good colors. I would like to say a giant thank you to everyone who was working at that Sephora. You guys helped us check out all of these lipsticks and you put up with us, and I know we're insane. So yeah, let's go home. All right, so we're here with all of our lipsticks ready to get a choppin', smackin', and melting. We're actually at a boba shop in downtown LA right now called Milk and Tea because we needed a true utilitarian kitchen. So basically what we've done is we've separated all the lipsticks out by like color category. We've got nudes, reds, pinks, purples, oranges, browns, miscellaneous others. So this is gonna be an adventure. All right, so let's start off with something I've melted before, which is nude.
You're like King Kong right now.
Now that they're all uncapped, the lipstick smell is just like wafting around the room. I feel like these are like the terracotta soldiers, you know?
Yeah.
There's just rows and rows of them, and some of them have different jobs. There's a couple of magistrates, a few foot soldiers, a few cavalrymen. It's all coming together. So I think the way I'm gonna do this is basically grab them, swatch them, and then put them into the pot. All right, ready?
As ready as I can be.
All right. And then at the end, after we've got all of our lipsticks inside, then we'll turn up the heat and try and melt these things all together. The thing that's really motivating me here is the end product. I know that we're gonna end up with, hopefully hundreds of new baby lipsticks. So I'm okay destroying some makeup. Usually it would hurt me, but I'm trying to think past that.
You're like a hibachi chef.
I call this one Urban Decay in the Pocket. I feel like I'm even getting more lipstick out than you usually would. I feel like usually when you get to the bottom of the lipstick where you can't push up anymore, I usually give up. But listen, I'm getting down into the nitty gritty.
Saf's actually saving lipstick.
Exactly. Waste not, want not is what this video is all about. All right, so it's been about, what would you say, 30 minutes? It's been about 30 minutes of me swatching and chopping and scooping, and I haven't really made that much of a dent into the nude lipsticks, so I'm gonna have Tyler help me. I couldn't do it all by myself.
I'm here for backup. I've washed my hands, so I'm ready to dive in.
Tyler, I've been trying really hard not to forget to swatch. Don't forget to swatch.
Woo!
You got one?
Oh, it's very satisfying.
All right, and scoop out the insides. Oh, yes. I love pulling them out. That's so fun. I feel like I got every last drop. What happened?
I think I forgot to swatch the last two.
It's too late. Tyler.
I'm just throwing it off.
All right, so this is the last lipstick of all of our nudes. This is the Kat Von D Ludwig. Ah! And that's how Ludwig died. All right, nudes, a check. Okay, so we've got all of our red lipsticks laid out right over here, ready to be schmacked in. A few things have changed. First off, we've swatched all of them already, so that step is out of the way, so hopefully we'll be a bit swifter.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna go in. Oh, yeah, going ham already. See, now that we don't have to swatch, life's different.
Life is better.
So Tyler has prototyped this saw and extract with knife method. It's a fun challenge, but it only really works with hard lipsticks. Oh, yes. See, Anastasia, she'll never let you down. Her lipsticks are hard. I like a firm mattress and a hard lipstick.
I call this one the Wolverine.
Oh my God. This started at guillotine and it's now sort of progressed to 13th century torture methods.
Yeah. Whoever knocks it in but keeps theirs wins. Ready?
No, we're gonna knock it on the floor. I do not condone.
I did not see. No!
All right, so these are the last two reds.
That is the worst feeling.
Someone laughed a bit too soon. All right, reds, done. Okay, so we've got all our pink lipsticks laid out here. I thought that the reds were the most populous of all the lipsticks, but I think it's actually the pinks. I so rarely wear pink lipstick. It's an interesting thing to be confronted with so many.
There's gonna be some scoop porn right here. Ready? Ooh.
I honestly think the pink ones might be softer.
They're very soft.
I think it has something to do with the coloring.
Or the formula.
Well, the color affects the formula.
Ah. Wait, you're trying to introduce some good makeup science into this?
No, never. Anastasia's my girl. Oh my God, leave me alone. So once we're done with the pink, I feel like the only large grouping left are the purples. The rest of them are pretty small.
We're in striking distance.
I think we're almost there. We might run out of time to actually do the melting here tonight. Most of the reason we were at this boba place was to use their freezer for the molds.
Yeah.
But we might just have to stick them in our freezer. Just clear it out. Oh. Well, that is the very last pink. Boom. All right, so up next is a little interstitial category, the browns. See, these are more my speed. I like a good brown lipstick. I don't know about all these pink ones.
I think the invisible hand of Sephora corporate development chose more pinks, okay? So
Yeah.
You just gotta put up with it.
I think the browns might be a bit firmer. Oh yeah, I am on a roll right now. Oh, just kidding.
Oh no,
As I say that, I just cut one in half.
you choked.
I shouldn't have said anything. Oh, that was pretty good. There it is. There she blows. What are you gonna, get out of here with your boba straw. Ew. No, but put it in, put it in the pot, damn it. All right, so that's the browns. Check. Up next are the purples. Purple is a little bit of a loose definition here. I would call them purple/berry lipsticks.
Yes.
But this is our last big hurdle, and then we just have some fun ones left.
Makeup forevers are impossible.
I don't know, I just don't think you're stroking it quite right.
One thing I underrated going into this was just how real the trash talk would be.
Well, you were trash talking me from the beginning when you were behind the camera.
You weren't doing it right.
Cut to compilation of Tyler mistakes. Cut to compilation of Tyler forgetting to swatch in the first round. Did you swatch that one?
Oh.
Did you swatch that one?
Yes, I did. This is the definition of swagger, right here. I'm gonna do no look, okay?
I'm not gonna look either. I'm just gonna look straight into the camera.
Did that work?
Nothing happened.
I was trying to call my shot. This is gonna be a Babe Ruth. I'm gonna do a no looker on this one. Ready?
All right.
No look perfect extraction.
Oh, that was pretty legit.
Oh my God, I did that.
I just walk away.
All right, see ya.
All right, so purples. Check. All right, so these are our last lipsticks that we have left. We've got basically our oranges and our miscellaneous colors, which are kind of like white, black, blue, gray, and green. Let's do oranges first and then the strange ones last.
The oranges are impossible.
The oranges are so annoying.
They're a little pulpy, if you know what I mean.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
All right, let me see if I can at least get the last one out perfectly.
Oh, that's nice.
Smooth, like an eel.
What?
That's what I am.
Oh my God, just get it. The weird colors are a little bit harder to predict.
Yeah, like all the grays I've gotten have been very soft, but all the blacks and blues have been very stiff, which is how I like them. Okay, so we are finally on our very last lipstick. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick in Insomniac, which is fitting because we're up pretty late right now.
Yeah. Oh, what a way to end it.
Why are we so excited about this really stupid skill?
That was the sexiest thing I've ever seen.
Okay, so those are all of our lipsticks. That took us about, what, 3.5 hours to do? So we're out of time here in the store, so we're gonna take our pot of lipsticks home with us and melt them in the morning. And we'll just figure out the freezer situation. Let's go. All right, so we're back at our house in our kitchen with our giant pot full of lipstick. So I'm gonna turn this hot plate on to its like highest setting and try and melt them all down into our final mega Franken Sephora formula.
Just rolls off the tongue.
There is a sort of like critical mass of lipstick in there, like there's a lot of layers to melt through. So if we have to assist it from the top, we will. All right, so it's been probably about an hour and there has been some progress with the melting, but I think that we kind of need to help this along. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to leave this hot plate on overnight, like a legitimate crock pot. So we've got a couple of things to assist in the melting process. The first of which are hair dryers. All right, let's see. Ready? Yeah.
Oh, it's moving, Saf. That's melting. Oh yeah.
So the hair dryer kind of worked, but I want to try something a little more powerful, such as the blowtorch. All right, I've got my safety stuff on, my goggles, my gloves. Don't do any blowtorching without, you know, being safe. And with that, let's begin. Oh yeah.
That one white one is like already like just completely disintegrated.
When it starts smoking, I start getting nervous. I feel like the blowtorch is like the inside of Mount Doom, and the hairdryer is like the hot winds of Mordor. All right, I think we've done a decent amount of heating from the bottom and from the top. So I'm gonna grab one of my spatulas and just start mixing it together. And I think like turning it over will help it melt completely through.
It's like a chunky stew.
Yeah, it's like chili. So right now it's starting to look pretty pinky. You guys saw how many pinks really went into this, but I know that there are some blues and greens and blacks that are mixed in there that aren't fully melted yet.
You think we should whisk it?
You know, that's not a bad idea. All right, ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Here's the hand mixer. And oh no! No! What should we do? All right, ready? Oh my God, it's bubbling.
I think that's working.
Well, if there were any chunks left, I think they're gone now. Okay, so I think we've got all the chunks out, and I think that some of the air bubbles have come out with the hair dryer. I feel like this hot plate did a good job of like getting all the lipsticks soft and ready to mix, but I feel like it's not quite keeping it hot enough to like keep it really liquid. So I'm gonna try and put this on the burner. Oh. The thing is, like, it might not evenly heat it, but I feel like it'll keep it hotter. So I'm just gonna try and get that as liquidy as possible, and then we'll get that ladle in there and start pouring it into the molds. Okay, so I've got my lipstick molds right here. Yes?
And your ladle?
This is my double toil and trouble ladle. All right, let's see. Careful, careful.
Very careful. Oh, yeah.
Well, that left something to be desired. I'm gonna try and do better. We almost like need like a bigger ladle or something.
How much bigger ladles do they make than that one?
I don't know. I don't know if this is what they expected. So I'm gonna fill up the other one and then I'm gonna put them both in the freezer. All of the tragedy of last night is being redeemed in this rebirth. There we go. Franken lipstick in the freezer. All right, so it's been 10 minutes, so let's see if they're ready. Okay, so I'm gonna use this frosting spreader to get rid of the excess lipstick. Then I'm gonna open up the mold and hopefully we'll have our lipstick ready in there to be tubed. Ta-da!
Oh my God.
And there are our lipsticks. So in the end, our Frankenfora concoction included 603 lipsticks from 20 different brands, with 126 nudes, 113 reds, 132 pinks, 57 browns, 120 purples, 21 oranges, and 34 unusual colors. They don't all look perfect, but they definitely look like lipsticks. All right, so basically, I'm gonna put our Franken lipstick inside of the tube right now. Do I just press it in?
Did it twist up and down?
Yeah, it should twist up and down. Ready?
Oh, yeah.
Boom. And out of those lipsticks, we made 500 tubes for you guys. So I guess about 100 lipsticks boiled off or ended up on the pot or the cutting board. Congratulations to me on birthing this lipstick. Now, when we went back to the Sephora a couple of weeks later to grab snapshots of the brand headers, I noticed 2 lipstick displays that were either new additions or that we had accidentally missed in our first buying. They total about 25 lipsticks, and the color breakdown seems to be pretty similar to our general statistics with the exception of this gold lipstick. So that's my bad. But the 603 that we got is close to every lipstick at the Sephora, or if those are new additions, every lipstick at the Sephora. All right, ready for the lip swatch?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Well, that's a hearty lipstick right there.
This is the Mega Franken Sephora lipstick. It's kind of crazy that it's actually here. It's finally here. I like the color. It is more reddish and pinkish than I would usually go. It's a little festive. It's a little cranberry-ish. It's a little rhubarb. This is almost even like an orchid color. I could go on and on. So now that I have this and it's on my face, I'm gonna make and tube the rest of these. And then tomorrow, I'm gonna wear my tube all day long and see what happens. All right, so it's a couple of days later and I'm finally ready to do my wear test of our Megan Frankenfora lipstick. So you guys have seen the swatch previously, so I think we can just put it straight on the mouth. Oh wow. One swipe Sally is what I'm gonna call this. No, I'm not gonna call it that, but I could. So that is applied. I think the thing I like the most about this lipstick right off the bat is not only how pigmented it is, but how like covered my mouth is. Let's take a look at the butthole inner rim coverage while I say that. Besides that, the formula feels pretty nice. It's definitely not like drying down to be like a matte lipstick at all. It's kind of hovering around that cream area. I wouldn't call it like shiny, but it's got a sheen. All right, so it's been about 30 minutes since I've put this lipstick on and it's still on, so that's good. So our first test for our Frankenfora lipstick is a straw test. So I'm gonna get a nice big iced coffee with a large straw, and I'm gonna take a few sips and see how this handles like a transferring challenge.
You got some on your tooth.
Already? You're right. All right, so basically, I'm just gonna drink this coffee that I so desperately need. And then after I come back up for air, we'll check the straw and the lips. I definitely see a big ol' smudge on this side. I think most traditional lipsticks are not transfer proof, so there wasn't like a really high chance that this would just be like perfectly non-transferable. But I think the biggest question to me is how are my lips gonna look after like drinking this whole thing? And also, is this gonna start transferring around my face? So I finished the whole coffee. We were in the car for about an hour and a half. There's definitely a lot of lipstick on the straw, and Tyler like had his hand like next to the cup holder, so there's like a little bit of lipstick on his shirt. Besides it transferring onto other things, I haven't noticed it like transferring around my face, and I will say that like from far away, my lipstick still looks pretty good on my mouth. All right, so next up for me and this lipstick, well, and Tyler, but mostly me and this lipstick, is that we're gonna eat some ice cream. That's just mustache right there. That one like incredibly dark hair. But there definitely is a mark of lipstick right here too. So I do think that after eating this ice cream, I've taken a bit of a hit in the lipstick area. Now, I actually think the lipstick that's left on my lips still looks decent. I wouldn't want to reapply yet, but I definitely would want to like clean this up. Okay, so it's been about 5.5 hours since I first applied the lipstick, and I think at this point, there is definitely still like lipstick left on my lips, but it is definitely like the last coat of it. So we're gonna grab dinner right now, which may destroy this lipstick even more. store, and then afterwards we're gonna pop by Sephora and try and find a dupe. All right, so after all of our swatching at Sephora, the two lipsticks that ended up being the closest dupes for our Frankenfora lipstick are the NARS lipstick in Afghan Red and the Sephora Lip Stories in Golden Gate. Actually, in this lighting, the NARS looks like the best dupe. I think that there were a lot of lipsticks like in the same family, which makes sense, but actually it was hard to find a lipstick that was as dusty as this one. A lot of the purples and like plums were a bit more vibrant. All right, so we've reached the end of the day wearing our Frankenfora lipstick, and I think it is sort of still on. It kind of just feels like there's like a thin coating of pink left over from what I applied at the beginning of the day. That said, it feels pretty nice on my lips. I don't feel too dry, but I also don't feel like it's a balm. Like it does feel like a full-bodied lipstick. Today, I'm gonna be melting one of every candle from Bath & Body Works together into a Franken candle.
Oh my God.
That's right, bad makeup science is evolving into just bad science, I guess. So I have previously mixed together every beauty guru's eyeshadow palette and every lipstick from Sephora to find the average or most marketable eyeshadow or lipstick shade with generally pleasing results. And so of course my beady little eyes have been searching for something else to mix. And seeing that it is the holiday season, the first thing that came to my mind was Bath & Body Works, who go ham during the holidays with their seasonal candles. Now, Bath & Body Works has been around for a while. In the early to mid 2000s, they were especially notorious for their body sprays, of which I had many, but sometime over the years, their candle game has evolved into one of the most well-known parts of their brand. Helped by the demand they create with their large sale on Candle Day and the seasonal limited edition candles they release, people freak out about Bath & Body Works candles.
I look around, there's barely anybody in the frickin' store.
And I'm not immune to this. I also love a good 3-wick burner, and they have such a large inventory of candles, they really do have something for every nose. So I was thinking, if I bought one of every candle that Bath & Body Works sells, particularly now as they have both their normal odor inventory as well as their holiday scents out, could I create the ultimate layered mega candle of my wildest dreams? Something that works for all seasons, kind of like Christmas in July? Well, there's only one way to find out. All right, let's do it. So we are outside Bath & Body Works right now, and we're gonna go in and try and buy one of every candle scent that they sell. Now, from looking at the website, we noticed that they have multiple listings for candles with the same name. All right, so these both say mahogany teak wood. So before purchasing any, I wanted to see if they were actually different scents or just the same candle with different packaging. I think they're the same, so I guess we only need one of these. So that's candle number 1. With that settled, I pretty much just got to work grabbing candles. 'Tis the Season, Winter Candy Apple, Island Margarita, Copper Coconut. Oh, this is happening. And unlike lipsticks, candles are large and heavy, so my bag started filling up fast. I'm just covered in candles. Can I give you this bag?
Yes.
So after sweeping the store and going from display to make sure we had at least one of every scent available at this location, it's fine. We checked out. But even though we had what felt like a crap ton of candles, we soon realized we didn't have nearly as many as we had counted online. In fact, I'm pretty sure we only have about 60 candles in here. 55 candles, which is actually about half of all the candles we need. So we're gonna have to fill in some holes. Now, when we brought our candles home, we cross-referenced them with the list of candles we found online and quickly noticed that a fair amount of the candles we had bought in store weren't listed on the website at all. And on top of that, most of the ones not listed were the limited edition holiday candles. So I ordered every remaining candle that was available online and then hit another Bath & Body Works to see if there were any holiday ones that weren't at the first store. Merry Mistletoe?
I don't think we have that one now.
Luckily for us, they had plenty of Christmas candles. Spiced gingerbread swirl?
I don't think we have that one
I
now.
feel like we have this. But unluckily for us, a lot of the Christmas candle names sound very similar to each other. Vanilla Bean Noel, Vanilla Snowflake, Vanilla Balsam.
We don't have that one.
This is a madhouse.
feel like you're gonna get home, they're all gonna say the same name.
That feels like my life. But we did end up finding 27 more candles that we hadn't found either at the first store or online, so I would say that it was a success. And adding that to the 55 candles from the first store and the 35 candles ordered from the website, we ended up with 117 different candles. There were one or two that were sold out online, and probably a couple that we didn't even know about and couldn't find, but I would say that we bought pretty close to every candle available from Bath & Body Works. Pretty damn close. Okay, so these are all of our candles untopped.
Uncorked?
Decapped, just to, you know, see what I'm getting myself into. I mean, with all of them open, I am getting like so many different scents in my nostrils, it's hard to think. Over here, it's a little harder to say, but over here, it smells like Fruit Loops, I think. And just based on the fact that it smells kind of different as I move around, I don't think that we'll be able to figure out what the final scent will be just from this. So I think it's time to start figuring out how exactly we're going to melt all of these together. So I'm going to categorize these candles into sort of like scent families, just based on which ones I think go together. They do also list the fragrance notes for each candle on the bottom of the jar as well as on the website, but for my purposes, I'm going to be grouping them sort of subjectively. And once they're all sorted, my process is to basically take a melon baller and scoop out a little bit of wax from each candle to put into our mixture. And hopefully one scoop from over 100 candles will gather together enough wax to make one candle, the Franken candle, the Franken Body Works.
Oh, that works.
Also, this hot plate is not on. I'm gonna put in all the wax cold first and then melt it later. So our first scent category is foods, not Christmas foods, more like brunch foods. And I'm gonna start off with this one, French baguette. Now this is our only single wick candle because it's the only one we couldn't find in a 3-wick. Other ones are available in this smaller jar, but I like the big ones. Oh, that smells wonderful. It smells like a toasted croissant. All right, so I'm gonna start scooping. This one has like the smallest surface area to scoop, so this one might be tough.
Yeah.
Oh, oh my God.
You're gonna end up with tennis elbow.
Oh, there we go, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so next I'm gonna use this like giant toothpick to poke the wax out of the melon baller, because it's not stuck, but you know, it's waxy. And with that, we have one candle down, hundreds to go. Well, like 100 and a few. All right, so let's start getting into our groove here. You know what I mean? Let's start scooping.
Melon balling?
Let's start ballin'. I raise my leg like a stork.
Okay.
That's how I ball. So in this food category, we have 10 candles, most of which are generally sweet. And the majority of their fragrance notes have to do with vanilla, sugar, sea salt, and different fruits, namely peaches, lemons, and all kinds of berries. And though I would say a lot of them have similar notes, they do have varying levels of boldness.
What is that?
Oh. I feel like there's just like 2 buckets of candles. Like candles you can stick your face in and candles that stick their face in you. Like this banana split milkshake candle is almost offensive, but it's not even the baddest of the bunch. Okay, so this one is a blueberry maple pancake candle, which smells a little bit like if IHOP got smacked in the face by a blueberry. Yep, and the smell actually gets stronger when I dig into it with the melon baller.
But the second you like pull up the scooper, it just like wafts towards your face.
Oh, that's a strong one, Mr. Grinch. And then this is the last food scented candle, at least until we get to the seasonal ones. And this one is called Georgia Peach. There's been a murder in Savannah, Georgia. I know that like no one from Georgia really talks like that anymore,
No.
but I'm really just referencing The Office right now. So with all of that wax scooped, let's take a whiff of our concoction so far.
Ooh, all right. I think it smells like blueberries.
Ooh, okay. That is pungent.
Right now, I pretty much smell only blueberries, but we'll see what happens over the next couple of hours. So next up, we're moving on to what I would call the spa scent category, and I would generalize them by saying it seems like it would be nice if someone sprayed it on your face.
And Boom.
So a big staple for the notes in this section is flowers, in addition to the somewhat ambiguous water fragrance, which I think kind of fits the spa theme, as well as a speckling of citrus. And I think that in general, these sort of like floral, leafy spa scents are a little less pungent. They're more of a fragrance than an odor. And I think that maybe because of their subtlety, some of them really strum some nostalgia strings, like Villa Bergamot. This one smells like the gift shop at Colonial Williamsburg, and White Tea and Ginger, which smells like my baby doll did when I was 5.
Wow. Is that little 21 Pilots moment where you just got thrown back in time?
Yes, definitely. All right, so checking back in with the pot. It definitely smells a little more floral, but I'm still smelling the blueberry.
Get out of here.
I am. I swear I am. With like a touch of lemon something. All right, so after this category, I have 3 candles that all smell like Abercrombie & Fitch. All of them are like some variation on teak wood, which must just mean Abercrombie & Fitch smell. Oh yeah. That's Abercrombie. I know this scent well. It haunts me in my dreams. I just hear like pounding house music and I smell this scent. They also have this one called Mahogany Teakwood High Intensity, which is for when you want to smell like you went into Abercrombie & Fitch with your friends in 2007 and never left. And then the next category is 6 aromatherapy candles with 2 eucalyptus candles kind of like thrown in the bunch. And after all those, our concoction smells like
Blueberry.
with a dash of like soap. So I'm not sure if any of the therapeutic elements of these candles are gonna make it through to the final mixture. I don't know if anyone can truly be relaxed when smelling that blueberry one. So our next category is summer. So I'm gonna start off this round with Island Margarita. There are 18 candles in this category, and actually a fair amount of them are named after drinks. Now we do have an entire separate section of alcoholic drinks coming up next, but I would say that these are like summer drinks. And in terms of the scents, coconut as well as other fruit like mango and pineapple are well represented. There's also a few candles with like general ocean scents and assorted wood smells. Ocean driftwood kind of smells like Hollister. I guess teakwood smells like Abercrombie and driftwood smells like Hollister. I will say though that I think that most of the candles in this section smell pretty nice, and they are making our mixture smell more like coconut. That may be though because there are a lot of tropical candles on top, so we'll see when it melts who really comes out on top. So next up, let's move on to the New Year's / alcoholic drinks category. So first up in this round is champagne toast, which smells, I think I've lost the ability to smell. It says it's supposed to smell like champagne, berries, and tangerine. I do smell some berries, but it's almost like berry Tums. Besides that, I would say the candles in this category are meant to smell sort of like party drinks, cologne, or perfume. For example, the most popular notes are champagne, fruit, manly scents like sandalwood, driftwood, and leather, and perfumey scents like patchouli, amber, and peonies. Party dress actually smells kind of good. Unfortunately, it seems that after about 50 candles, my ability to smell is somewhat going away. In the Stars kind of smells like party dress. Now I think I forget what party dress smells like. Can I get high from this? All right, and then this last one of the festive category is called black tie, and it smells also like party dress. I'm confused.
Let's just keep moving.
Okay, so with that, we're done with the like New Year's celebration alcohol category, and we're moving on into the more seasonal candles. So I'm gonna go for a quick walk to clear out my nose, and then we'll move on to the fall candles. So this section has 10 candles, and I would say the general vibe is things you would smell or eat or wear around a bonfire, with common notes such as cinnamon / clove, wood, sugar, and a little bit of pumpkin. They're kind of like the candles that Bath & Body Works probably tries to sell before it's like really couth to put out the Christmas candles. It's like the early November candles.
The Uncanny Valley.
Exactly. This one smells kind of like Michael's, like craft store.
Oh yeah.
I just want to keep, oh! It exploded. Sorry, I got too excited. And as for how our mixture smells after the autumn scents, I think I am picking up on some of the cloves that were left behind, though I am still smelling a lot of like the fruitier scents from earlier. So we've got cloves and fruits. Take that as you will. So next up is our winter category, which I categorized by taking candles that were definitely seasonal, but were not specifically Christmas themed. I would say they're more in like the snow, frosty, forest category.
A walk through the forest in December.
Yes. So this group has 12 candles, and they're generally supposed to smell like trees, like cedar, pine, and fir, as well as spices, like cinnamon, nutmeg, and clove. There are also a few citrus notes, berry notes, and like planty notes, as well as one super sweet hot cocoa candle that doesn't have like any of the other notes we mentioned. Oh, this is a bold one, but it's definitely winter-ish. Oh, Oh!
Uh-oh.
All is well.
What happened?
Sparkling woods just came for my wig.
Last video of the year, use another wig joke. It's gonna be the last time you can do it.
I know. I wonder, what will be the wig of 2019? My money's on Merkin. Oh, my Merkin! It's flown! Okay, and with that, we are done with the non-denominational winter scents. I will say that some of these upcoming aren't necessarily denominational, but I feel like they are more specifically Christmas targeted, either with their packaging or with their names. First up, we have General Christmas. Okay, so right off the bat, something I'm very excited about is how many different colors there are in this pile. I feel like we could use a little sprucing up, a little spice. This is cherry frost, but you know what I mean. And beyond the colors, this category fragrance-wise is pretty strongly characterized by a lot of vanilla. And once again, trees, notably cedarwood and balsam. It kind of smells like a Christmas wreath. They also use the descriptors frosted and snow-capped a lot here, but I'm not sure exactly what that means. Also, a fair amount of this packaging is hollow. The thing is, I know that Christine sent Bath & Body Works a cease and desist for like trying to take some of her holosexual branding. So I'm gonna say they probably got this from Christine. Moving on, this one's called Merry Mistletoe. It actually smells like Indian food.
How? Oh yeah, it's not curry though.
It kind of smells like tamarind sauce.
Okay, there it is.
It also kind of smells like mint chutney, though I find that oftentimes those two things are together. So maybe I'm like smelling a milieu of them both. And then to finish off our penultimate category, we have Frosted Coconut Snowball. A lot of words that could mean a myriad of scents.
Maybe it's like that Hostess snowball.
Oh yeah. I've never had one of those, but I've always wanted one. So now I want that and Indian food. All right, so that was Christmas General.
It smells
Essentially like a psychedelic lemon bar. I think that some of the like tree scents are starting to read lemon, if that makes sense. And I'm definitely smelling some sugar. So that's where like the lemon bar comes in. So now on to the final category, Christmas foods/drinks, Christmas edibles. So this is our biggest category with 24 candles, and the fragrance notes are basically just ingredients for like Christmas desserts, like vanilla, sugar, cinnamon, caramel, orange, ginger, and my personal favorite, peppermint. Like here we've got some mint chocolate.
Ooh, that looks good.
Right? I wonder how it tastes.
It smells like mint ice cream. Don't eat it. Don't. I promise my mom.
It tastes pretty good.
Does it taste like mint chocolate chip?
Yeah. You want some?
I'm Googling whether or not you can eat candles.
Don't eat candles at home, kids. Do as I say, not as I do. And besides having some tasty ones, this category also has some iconic Bath & Body Works candles. So up next we have Winter Candy Apple, which I'm pretty sure was one of the candles that the Bath & Body Works freak out lady freaked out about.
I don't know. I've been busy taking care of bitches all f***ing day.
Ooh!
Is it worth the ire?
I'm not sure it was. It kind of smells like juicy juice or like fruit roll up. But listen, I get it. It's the principle of the thing. You know, they said they were in stock and then they weren't. I also could not believe that that happened in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Appleton, Wisconsin, I want everybody to know this happened in Appleton.
In general, I would say these Christmas food scents are pretty hit or miss. They're not all bad, but they are all pretty strong. So if it's not a scent you like, you're pretty much out of luck. Kind of like with our final candle, Hot Buttered Rum. Ooh, it kind of smells like root beer candy tastes.
Almost like that A&W Root beer?
Candies, though.
Yes.
That's like a really bizarre and like maybe random reference.
No way. That's mainstream.
Really?
I think so.
Is that mainstream? Let us know. Okay, so we are finally done scooping wax out of candles.
Yep.
Now let me just give my pot a little interstitial whiff, just to see how it smells before it's melted.
It smells kind of like peppermint. Could it be blueberry? Peppermint something. Maybe just like peppermint
Berry sugar. But I guess we'll figure out what it actually smells like after we melt it down. I think though my hands are a little tired and our noses are a little tired. So I'm gonna call it a night, and then in the morning we'll check back in and melt it. All right, so it's the next day, and because of daylight savings, it's almost the next night, but regardless, we're gonna melt. Ooh. Oh, smells caramely this morning. Afternoon. Evening. What time is it? Now I'm gonna turn on the hot plate to start melting the wax from below, so we'll see, I guess, from above if anything starts happening. Okay, so it looks like after letting the mixture melt for about 20 minutes, it's definitely deflated. Like there was a decent amount of height to our wax mountain, and now it's more like a lump, maybe. All right, so what I'm gonna do next is bring in this hair dryer, just so we can heat up the top layers of wax, because clearly like the bottom layers are melting and the top layers just kind of chilling. All right, so I've got the hair dryer on. Let's put it in the bowl. So with our wax shavings melting together, we are almost at our final Franken mixture. Oh, actually this is working pretty well. Now, as we mentioned, we had 117 candles that were scooped for this experiment. And all of those candles had a total of 385 fragrance notes listed. Whoa, did you see that? It's now turning into a wax island. Look, I can move it around.
Oh, it is moving. I thought that was just me.
And the most popular notes overall were any variation on wood, vanilla, sugar, cinnamon, mint, orange, coconut, apple, clove, and musk. I will say though that some scents are just stronger than others, so even if they are listed less frequently, they might still poke through. I'm looking at you, Demon Blueberry. I wonder if this is what it looks and smells like when you're making homemade Four Loko. It kind of looks like a grape Jolly Rancher and malt liqueur. All right, so after a little more hair drying, it's melted into this like dark potion-y looking concoction.
That's so reflective right now.
Hello, Clarice.
And now it's time to mold it into a candle. So I've got a large Franken candle jar right here, and I have these kind of like wick adhesive thingies. So I'm just gonna stick 3 wicks in there. And once we've done that, I'm gonna tape the tails to the side of the jar so the wicks don't fall in while we're making the candle. All right, there we go. Now, I think all that's left is to pour the wax in. Should I go like down the middle?
I think that's your best bet.
All right, let me try.
Easy. Oh yeah. Oh, that is a dark liquid.
Ooh, is that enough? Too much?
I have no idea.
Can I finish it off?
Yeah, top it off.
Oh my God, it's a tall candle.
That's the whole thing?
Yeah.
All of those scrapings filled 1 candle.
Wow. Oh, that's awesome. Oh my God, it's already hardening. Oh yeah. Yes.
You think it's hardening?
Yes, it's already hardening. Look at the outside. So I think our mixture is looking pretty cool right now. That ombre is everything. I might even say it's lit. Oh my God. But it seems like it's gonna take a while to fully solidify. So let's just leave it here, leave this camera rolling so we can maybe get a little time-lapse situation, and then we will cut our wicks and smell our candle. Okay, so here it is. There she blows, as some would say. I think that in the end, she's really dried down to be kind of like a dusty lavender color, which is interesting, though I guess it makes sense thinking back to how many of those candles were blue and red. So I'm just gonna head upstairs to actually smell the candle, just because there are a lot of competing fragrances down here. Also, I brought some coffee upstairs, just because some people say that smelling coffee is like a palate cleanser for your nose. This coffee's like over a year old for sure. And after that, it's time for the whiff of truth. It's not bad, but it's hard to pinpoint like a name for what I'm smelling. I think berry. Honestly, it is a little bit of a caramely scent. I think it's like a sugared berry.
Okay.
And that's my best guess.
You know what? Maybe it's stuck in my nostrils, but I'm smelling some of that blueberry. Somewhere deep in there.
So now that we've both smelled it cold, I think we gotta light this sucker up. Okay, it smells really good when lit.
Oh yeah?
I think it's still a berry smell though.
Okay.
I'm getting like a cozy indoor berry cookie.
Interesting. Maybe a pancake?
It is possible that the blueberry maple pancake ended up on top. But even if that's true, the Franken Body Works scent definitely has some layers to it that are hard to pin down, and I really want to be able to convey those to you guys effectively. So I embarked on a smell quest to get more opinions on our candle to share with all of you. I'm gonna go up to strangers and ask them to smell my candle. This isn't creepy at all.
It does sound sexual.
It sounds like a euphemism for something. So right off the bat, we had people corroborating our guesses as to what the Franken candle smelled like.
It's sweet, maybe something baked, like a cupcake maybe?
Any undertones? Pretend you're a candle sommelier.
Maybe some fruity, like raisin undertones?
Raisin! With opinions like baked goods and fruit,
Like blueberries maybe?
as well as some holiday undertones.
Like cinnamon?
Cinnamon! All right, fair. Anything else?
Some kind of woody smell?
But there was also a contingent of people who were picking up on undertones of the candle that I could not smell.
It smells floral.
Floral!
Floral. Definitely reminds me of Bath and Body Works.
At Bath and Body Works, it totally
Okay. With a few votes for flowers,
smells like lavender? I smell lavender maybe?
lavender! That's our second lavender. I'm totally missing the lavender here. So after getting some conflicting opinions out in public, we decided to go see Daniel Stone at Stone Candle Bar in Santa Monica, where they both produce and sell candles, as well as hold custom candle making classes. Daniel, we did something weird.
That's what I've heard.
And we were hoping he could give us an expert opinion.
Would you like me just to
Yeah, just
put my 2 cents into this?
put your nose right in it.
All right, so immediately it smells like a holiday scent, as holiday scents tend to be overpowering and kind of gourmandise and rich. Now, if you don't mind, I can get a little bit more out of this if I rub the wax and
Sure.
let the notes kind of come
Yeah,
out.
swatch it.
Still really overpowering with the apple cinnamon type cookie vanilla scent.
Now, in an attempt to figure out exactly what the Franken Body Works smelled like on our own, we had actually sniffed all our candles and picked out 11 that were kind of close. None of them were perfect, but if you hold chestnut and clove, hot cocoa, and the dreaded blueberry pancakes up to your face at the same time, I think you can kind of smell all of the layers of the Franken candle. Yep, that's pretty good. So we've been trying to figure out with our own devices what it smells like.
Yeah.
And we came up with blueberry pancake,
Yeah, blueberry
Hot-
pancake, totally.
hot cocoa, and chestnut clove. Those were-
Chestnut is a great one in there.
all right, there we go. So it sounds like our little 3-candle combo was the way to go.
I'm sure you put other things in here.
We did.
I'm sure there was some ocean fragrances and some sandalwoods and a clean linen, and all those wonderful things are just overpowered by the food fragrances. And so that's what you end up with.
All right, so expert opinion, it smells kind of like blueberries, plus sort of like a cinnamony holiday undertone.
Walnut, chestnut, cocoa. Yeah, that should do it.
All right, so I think that is our best attempt at conveying the essence of the Franken Body Works. Now, what I will say is that I think the candle looks good and smells enjoyable, but like Daniel said, you can't really smell any of the non-sweet scents, so I'm not sure it really is the best of all seasons. It's more just like Christmas. And I think that has to do with just how strong the food scents are. Because even though notes like mint, musk, eucalyptus, and sandalwood were very popular, I don't really smell them at all. Regardless, I am pretty pleased with our final candle, and I'm definitely gonna be burning it for a long, long time. And while I'm not sure I would recommend Franken candling, as I don't know if I'm gonna be doing it again, and it did give Tyler a prolonged headache, I am now pleased with the amount of candles I have to use in the coming months. I'd say we have pretty much a year's supply of candles right here.
A year?
I mean, not if we burn it literally 24/7.
Oh, I meant more than a year.
Oh. Today, I'm gonna be melting one of every lipstick from the drugstore together into one giant mega drug. I mean mega lipstick. So I've previously mixed together a lot of things, including my own makeup, as well as every candle from Bath & Body Works, every beauty guru's eyeshadow palette, and about a year ago, one of every lipstick from Sephora, with the goal of that experiment being to find the average or midpoint shade of all of the lipsticks sold there, which would be an approximate representation of the most marketable lipstick at Sephora. And that Franken-Phora lipstick ended up being this berry color, which I think turned out this way because of just how many pink lipsticks Sephora stocks. What can I say? Sephora likes pink. So what we want to do with this Franken lipstick experiment is to compare the midpoint shade of the drugstore lipsticks to the midpoint shade of the lipsticks at Sephora, to not only see the full array and statistics of what the drugstore offers color-wise, but also how the brands and the price point may affect what the drugstore thinks are their most marketable shades. So our plan is to GoPro up, walk into the drugstore, buy a ton of lipsticks, and then get to melting. But first, a couple of things. One, per our previous experiment, when I melt down all of these lipsticks, I'm gonna end up with more than just one tube of lipstick. So I'm gonna take the extra tubes that I make and give them back to you guys as a subscriber giveaway. We are probably not gonna do a naming contest this time because that got wildly out of hand, but we will share all of the details for the giveaway at the end of the video. Two, also per our previous video, this video is sponsored, but this time by Honey. Now, if you don't know, Honey is a free browser plugin that automatically checks for the best promo codes every time you shop for something online, which I do arguably too much.
Definitely too much.
See this entire channel. So basically, if you download it right before you check out, this little dancing coin man will check out Honey's database to see if there are any promo codes available to save you some money. It works on a lot of popular retail websites like Ulta, Morphe, and Macy's, as well as smaller stores like Anise, which is once again where I get my butt scrub. What can I say? I use a lot of it. So a big thank you to Honey, who has somehow become a prime enabler of all of my strangest lipstick desires. And if you want to try it out, you can download it for free at joinhoney.com/Safiya. All right, and with that, it's time for Franken Lipstick 2 Electric Boogaloo. So step one of our drugstore Franken lipstick adventure was to choose which drugstore we would ransack. Now, product availability does vary from drugstore to drugstore, but I would say there are a few main makeup brands that we all think of when we think of drugstore makeup that I want to make sure we hit. So I wanted to find a sort of typical drugstore location, aka not one of those Walgreens that have like a really souped up beauty section. And I also wanted to make sure that I was shopping at an actual drugstore and not just a larger store that happens to sell drugstore brands like Target or Ulta. So I chose good old CVS. Now, I am admittedly partial to CVS because one sprang up near my childhood home when I was in about 8th grade. So a large part of my high school makeup experimentation was facilitated by them. I am also just generally an extra bucks hoe. Okay, so we are outside of CVS right now, ready to head in and attempt to buy one of every lipstick that they sell in there. I am nervous. I'm always nervous when we go and like film in a store that they could kick us out of, but I'm a little excited to, get my hands on some lipsticks. Just grab them. Grab and go. Well, grab, pay and go.
Yeah.
But mostly grab and go. So for our Franken CVS lipstick experiment, just so we aren't mixing too many elements, I'm gonna make sure that every product we buy is a traditional lipstick, not a liquid lipstick, lip pencil, crayon, or balm.
They have more cameras surveying us here.
I know.
So.
But we're not doing anything bad. We're just buying a lot of their stock. It's mischievous, but it's not illegal. However, I will include any finish like sheer, matte, metallic, and cream, just so we can get a range of formulas as well as colors.
It looks like you're looting it.
That's the Viking in me. There is also the dynamic of what if a lipstick is sold out, and I'm sure that we may just miss a few completely. Oh my God, I'm gonna get so many extra bucks. This is gonna be out of control. But if I notice that a lot of colors are missing from a particular brand or line, I'll make sure to fill in as many of the blanks as I can by going to another CVS. Oh,
That's a lot of bag.
Oh, that took a while.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that actually picking the lipsticks off the shelves didn't take that long, but checking out took like an hour. And not because of all the scanning. We literally had to call Chase Bank like 8 times to tell them that we were not fraudulent. But with 5 bags of lipsticks, I think we got it. I am like very impressed by the amount of receipts that we have, to be honest.
That's insane.
And also the length of them. Maypole who? Y Project who? Look, I'm Meghan Markle.
Okay, let's focus here.
All right, so after some bank issues and some aid from some helpful CVS employees, I think we have all the lipsticks that this CVS has to offer. So let's get out of here before they change their minds. Come on, let's go. Okay, so we are here with all of our lipsticks ready to chop. So after our trip to CVS, we collected over 500 different lipsticks, which we have since sorted into different color categories and also swatched. I think something we learned from last time is that pre-swatching is best, just so someone doesn't forget to swatch.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
What happened?
I think I forgot to swatch the last 2.
And the color categories we have are nudes, pinks, reds, purples, browns, oranges, and miscellaneous odd ones. And like last time, I'm going to begin with the nudes. Okay, so let's just dive right into it, shall we? I'm gonna start with this guy. It is a L'Oreal Color Riche Mattitude. Now, in addition to the general mega CVS lipstick, I'm also throwing in an element to our experiment that we didn't do in our Sephora video, which is making individual Franken lipsticks for each of our color categories. So we're gonna be making an average nude lipstick, an average red lipstick, an average purple lipstick, etc. Just because I'm interested to see how those would turn out. So before I drop each of our lipsticks into our mixing bowl, I'm going to be chopping off just the tip of it to go towards its respective subcategory lipstick. And once I've chopped the heads off of each of them, I'm just gonna chop the bodies into the large pan. So as we detailed in our Sephora video, as well as our lipstick cake video, there is a way to extract the entirety of the lipstick from the tube if you're able to kind of like grasp the front part and pull it out. That doesn't always work though, especially with softer lipsticks. So I'll try my best, but we might just have to hack some of them off.
You're gonna have to hack most of them off.
It's gonna be a hack job. All right, here we go. Another one bites the dust.
You're gonna roll here.
I'm just getting into the zone. Auto zone.
What?
I don't know. Oh, that was horrible. That was a wet one.
Is that a Wet n Wild?
No, it was a Revlon, but it was wet and it was wild. These Physician Formula ones are like super buttery. They are made with muru butter, so I guess them being buttery makes sense. But they are very annoying to swatch and cut because they kind of like disintegrate in your hands.
Well, then that is your white whale. That
I
is
don't even want to start there. That's gonna drive me insane.
That's your nude whale.
Here's the interesting thing about that is aren't whales always nude? They don't wear clothes.
That's a good point. That's kind of like the Donald Duck conundrum. Saf,
What?
I don't know if you can see, but you do have lipstick in your hair now.
Already? I feel like it's so early for that. What do you want? What do you want? Okay, so we only have 3 nude lipsticks left. Well, I guess technically 4 since the e.l.f. one is double-sided, but we're almost there.
Oh, fancy.
Was that cool?
Sure.
Is this what being cool feels like? And after those, we're done with the nudes. We've got a lot of lipstick in this pot. I also have a lot of lipstick heads in here, which are actually quite satisfying to look at. They do look like chocolate chips, except less edible, unless you're me, in which case, who knows if I'll eat it or not. So next up, it's time for the pinks. Now there are a lot of lipsticks in the pink section, and some of them are kind of like pinky nudes. There was a lot of gray area, or should I say taupe area. So as a disclaimer, I'll say that these categories are subjective, but we tried our best with the rosy beiges. Yeah, this one looks nude. It's like terracotta, I don't know, colors I don't like anymore. Terracotta, berry, and mauve. Very ambiguous colors, because mauve could be purple, pink, or nude. So mauve can just go where the sun don't shine. Oh, shiz.
Yeah, the berry's gonna be soft.
Did you call me soft?
I called you soft, yeah.
They're gonna be soft. These Burt's Bees are giving me Burt's Balls. I like keep thinking I'm about to get it and then it fails. I've been noticing that even though I'm not having as much luck with like pulling the entire lipstick out with the knife, I've been having some success pulling it out with my bare hands. This makes you want this lipstick a lot more, doesn't it? The hands don't always work though. Sometimes I just sort of grasp at it for a while and nothing happens. So on that note, this is our final pink lipstick, and next up, we're on to the reds. Now, unlike the pinks, I feel pretty confident that most of these reds are in fact red, so yay for that. However, as we saw with the Sephora lipsticks, the red ones are usually even softer than the pink ones. So even though they look good now, it's just gonna turn murdery real fast because they're not coming out without a fight.
Oh, look at that, it's just a Carmine fest.
Yeah, not all reds obviously contain carmine, which if you guys don't know is bugs, but carmine is a like natural way to get a very red color, so there could be some Beetlejuice in here. Some Cleopatra approved Beetlejuice. I probably shouldn't say that a third time.
That was big time right there. Those more burgundy ones are a little easier to get because they're probably not supposed to be this category.
That's not true. Burgundy is totally in the red category. Watch out, I'll fight you. And I have 2 knives. Ooh.
You're getting better with the red soft.
I'm honing a useless skill. That is most of my life right now.
Oh!
That was too much.
Wow, that was bold.
Sorry, everyone. Maybe I should stop trying to backflip them so vigorously off my knife. I may be getting a little overzealous. All right, so after another hour, we're nearing the end of the red section. That means like the only hurdle really we have left is the purples, and then it's smooth sailing to a bowl full of lipstick.
And bed.
And also bed.
Yes. Oh wow, it's getting high in there, Safiya.
Tyler, this is gonna be full. When I said full, I meant full. And with all those chopped, it's time to move on to the purples, which is sort of a diverse category that includes some true purples, but also some darker berries and some like mauvey grayish colors. Now, I don't think this is gonna be super obvious because we're gonna be editing this footage heavily, but we have been chopping for hours and it's nearing 4 a.m. And in the hopes of finishing this chopping session before the sun rises, I'm just gonna forge right ahead through the purples. I'm gonna part the purple sea. That makes no sense at all.
This is like hour 5 of the cold brew we drank at midnight, so like this is where the brain starts going to mush.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'm speaking words right now. So this is our final purple. Let me just decapitate him real quick, and then everyone cross your fingers for a clean exit.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Will there be a flip? Ooh, not bad. All right, so that concludes the purple category. So now all we have left are the browns, the oranges, and the miscellaneous. I think we can make it before the sun rises. Am I making any sense? Why am I doing like airplane signals with my hands? What's happening right now? Let's bring in the browns. Okay, we've decided we're not gonna talk about it anymore. We're just gonna chop.
We are racing the Earth's rotation right now. We are trying to beat the sunrise.
I mean, there's no reason really. It just seems sort of egregious to be doing this as the sun rises.
At night, it's fine.
I just want to say a big congratulations to Tyler for making it this far through the night. Tyler's not as much of a night owl as I am.
I don't like all-nighters.
But you know, it's 5 and he's still here. So everyone say yay, Tyler.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna hit play again. Basically what's happening is we're playing Netflix and then we're pausing if we have a line. That's the concept.
I don't have any lines anymore. I'm just here doing this seemingly forever. Woo! And that is the browns. So I'm ready for our final 2 categories, the oranges and the miscellaneous category, which is mostly blues, grays, and whites. These categories are pretty small, so that's why I have these little baby containers for their heads. So cute, so small. There is daylight creeping in. You might notice that the frame will get slightly brighter over the next, I don't know, 30 to 45 minutes that it takes us to get through these lipsticks, but you know, it's okay. We had a good time. We watched about a season and a half of The Office, and I chopped over 500 lipsticks, so I'm feeling good. Okay, time for the final lipstick.
Last one.
Oh no!
Attempt 2. And salvaged.
I don't know if I can backflip it. Oh, nope, it just flopped in. It plopped, it flopped. it flopped. All right, so with that, we are done detubing these damn lipsticks, and it's time for us to go to bed. But I am very happy that we got all of our lipsticks chopped into our bowl, and we have all of our little heads waiting to be melted into their mini category Franken lipsticks as well. So yay for this step being done. Good night / good morning. And the next time you see me, hopefully I'll have slept and we'll be ready to melt. All right, so it's the next evening and we're here and mostly alive. So in terms of the melting, I'm gonna melt my big pot first and then we'll move on to the mini Frankens. So in a few of our previous melting videos, we've used this hot plate to kind of like get things going, and then we've gone in with the hairdryer and or other heating tools, including blowtorch. But I feel like that takes a while, so I'm gonna turn the hot plate on, but I'm not gonna wait for it to do anything. I'm just gonna get in there. Now, in preparation of using our heating tools, I'm gonna suit up with my goggles and my gloves. Also, I am secretly wearing the Franken4 lipstick just to celebrate the birth of a new mega Franken lipstick. That one's not about safety though, that's just for me. And now, the blowtorch. Be safe with blowtorches, kids.
Oh, yes.
All right, I'm gonna try and like kind of move it around a little bit so
Yeah.
it's not only on the orange.
Don't focus too exclusively.
Because it's melting pretty fast, but it's also smoking. Wait, Ty, it's really smoking. Okay, wait, hold on. All right, let's go in a little bit with the hairdryer, just because it's a little less intense. I don't want to like burn the pigment off. It's less instantaneous, but probably better for the lipsticks in the end. Oh yeah.
So satisfying.
I like when it slides around. Oh, here we go, do you see it? Oh, lipstick mountain is crumbling. Or maybe it's slowly deflating. I love the smell. I kind of feel like I'm on a tropical vacation, but just with like a big box of crayons next to me. All right, I think we're approaching lipstick stew here. Whoa, whoa, it's liquid. All right, I feel like we should mix it up a little bit, just because I feel like there are some layers down there that I think are solid because I haven't seen them yet. Oh yeah, look at that. There's a lot of stuff down there. There's a sea of nudes under there. It's like Nudelantis, the lost nude civilization. So let's hit these underlayers with the hairdryer too. And I think that just because there are a lot of chunks down there, I'm gonna use the blow dryer and stir with the spatula at the same time. And hopefully we can get them out of there that way. So I think we're pretty close to the final color of the Franken CVS. I think it is definitely in the same color family as the Franken4, but it might be a little less vibrant, like perhaps a little bit more nude or like beige, and it is also more sparkly.
Very sparkly.
For sure. After throwing my pot on the stove for a second, it's now completely liquid, so I'm gonna mix like these sort of like last lipstick bits in there really quick. There we go, that's what I wanna see. And then I'm going to ladle out our melted lipstick into our molds, and then we'll stick these guys in the freezer. Risky transfer, risky transfer. Sorry, I can't see anything. So to make this Franken CVS concoction, we melted down 540 lipsticks from 13 different brands. And within those 540 lipsticks, we mixed together 116 nudes, 152 pinks, 99 reds, 81 purples, 49 browns, 21 oranges, and 22 miscellaneous lipsticks. Irrespective of color, we also melted 138 matte lipsticks, 108 metallic lipsticks, and 294 cream, or unspecified, but I feel like the default is cream, lipsticks. And I feel like the fact that 20% of those lipsticks were metallic kind of accounts for the fact that our mixture is pretty shiny. There's also some sort of like pigment fragments on top, which to be honest, I'm not sure like from whence they come. My guesses are that they're either just large molten glitter chunks, or perhaps I like fried some of the pigments out just a little, but either way, I'm just gonna ignore them. All right, so our Franken CVS is in the molds. So what we do now is we put them in the freezer for like 15 to 20 minutes, and then we'll take them out and tube them and see what they look like. Ooh, that looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna scrape the excess wax off of the top here and then put it back into here just so we can like remelt it, you know, not lose any wax. I think like real lipstick makers have like real versions of this. Bloop. This is like some kind of like cake serving thing. I think it's actually like a Rosanna Pansino merch item.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Now, in terms of how the color breakdowns compare between our CVS experiment and our previous one with Sephora, for both stores, the big 4 categories, nudes, pinks, reds, and purples, dominate across the board, but CVS's breakdown is more skewed towards pinks and away from purples, while Sephora's big 4 are pretty evenly represented. So if I thought Sephora liked pink, CVS might need a restraining order. All right, let me grab a tube. Ready? It's tube time. All right, here we go. Boom. And another Franken lipstick is born. This one looks great. The funny thing is that despite the statistical differences in the color distribution, this color looks pretty similar to the Frankenfora color. It is definitely the sister or sibling of the Frankenfora, but I am very excited to see how it differs because I'm pretty sure it's not exactly the same. In particular, I do think that the color is a little redder and a little more muted. I do have some theories for why it is similar though, but I'll reserve my final thoughts for when we swatch it. I'm gonna hold off for a second though, because we also have our mini category Franken lipsticks to make. So let me melt these down real quick. Okay, so for our baby Frankens, we scooped out our nude tips. One of them is stuck at the bottom. I bet you it's one of those damn Physicians Formula ones.
The Revenge of the Moo butter.
And melted them down in our tiny pan. Oh, no smoking, no smoking, stop smoking.
What are you, an airline?
Which gave us enough formula to cast about 11 Franken nudes. We followed the same process with our pink tips. Ooh, that looks like a lava lamp. Or like a fancy soap. Yielding enough pink goodness to make about 12 Franken pinks. And then we forged ahead to our reds. Now that one looks pretty appetizing, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's a little like a chunky marinara sauce. And our purples. And got about 8 red and 7 purple Franken lipsticks respectively. Purple people eater. The Franken purple people eater. Next up, we moved on to melting our brown tips. Oh wow! Something crazy just happened. A river formed.
It's like the Willy Wonka chocolate river.
This further confirms that I am the Augustus Gloop of lipstick. I'm surprised we didn't make that reference when we were making the lipstick cake, from which we made 4 Franken browns. And then we finished off the whole thing by melting our 2 final categories, our oranges. Orange, you glad we're making another lipstick?
Grown.
And our unusual colors, which I think was probably the biggest mystery of the day. What is this going to become?
It's like a galaxy.
Ooh, it's very galaxy. And ended up being kind of a sharky blue-gray color, but sparkly. Oh, this is up my alley.
I would call it alien blood.
It does kind of look like alien blood. And from those small categories, we squeaked by with 2 lipsticks each. So from our mountain of tips, we came out with 46 sub-Frankens of 7 varieties.
You birthed all those today.
It's septuplets.
Octosop.
All right, so I have now tubed all of our lipsticks, so we're pretty much done on that front, which is exciting, but what we have not done is swatch them. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to have a swatching party with just myself, but you know, it's gonna be a party.
I'll be there.
Tyler will be there, yes, and you guys will be there in the form of a camera, and we'll all get to see just how they look. All right, so it's a few days later, and it's time to swatch. So I'm gonna start off with our Franken CVS, and then directly afterwards, I'm gonna swatch the Frankenfora, just so we can get our final verdict. So first, the Franken CVS.
Ooh, oh, that's pretty good color. It's pretty shimmery from here.
Can I go one more over?
Why not?
Yeah, there we go. That's a better
yeah.
shape. All right, ready for the Frankenfora?
Let's do it, yeah.
Okay, so they're similar.
They're alarmingly similar.
They're very, very similar.
Yeah, they're the same.
If I'm being crazy, I would say that the Franken CVS is a tiny bit rosier and like a little bit shimmery and a little bit lighter. But from far away, they look the same. I guess the good part about this is if you wanted the Frankenfora last time and you didn't get it, you have another shot basically. Now after staring at a color wheel for a few hours, it kind of makes sense that the two lipsticks are similar, because even though there are some differences in the individual color stats, the lipsticks are still generally made up of the same big four categories. And when you break down the colors within those categories, they basically shake out to a ton of red and a little bit of blue. I mean, pink is mostly red and white. Red is, well, red. Nude is sort of, I guess, like a pinky brown with white or gray, so there's definitely red in there. And then purple is red and blue. So when you mix all of those together, it would make sense to get the tertiary red-purple color. It seems like you would either need a lot more yellow lipsticks or a lot more blue lipsticks to really change the mixture to a completely different color. And it seems like neither Sephora nor CVS really thinks they can sell those, regardless of their difference in price point or customer base. All right, so this is the Mega Franken CVS on the lips. I think it looks quite good. It definitely went on quite wet, I would say. It has quite a sheen. In terms of coverage, I did have to swipe on a few times, but I think that the coverage is pretty good after you build it just a little bit. Now let's zoom in for the inner waterline or butthole inspection. No, I think the butthole looks pretty good. Overall, I think the Franken CVS is a pretty attractive lipstick, but I do think it's sort of hilarious how much time we spent investigating the differences between the drugstore stock and the Sephora stock to get literally almost the same color in the end.
It's sort of like solidifying the meme of bad makeup science, where it's like, we had a hypothesis, but it came to nothing.
All right, so after that climactic result, let's swatch the mini Frankens and see how those look. And first up is our nude subcategory. All right, there she is.
Congratulations, you created the entire Kim Kardashian West makeup set.
It does kind of look like a KKW nude, just because it's a little shiny too.
Yeah.
So it's got that wet feeling. And then next up is our Franken Pink. Ooh, that's bright.
That's also really sparkly.
In the tube, it does not look that bright.
No,
it looks pretty
dustier.
muted.
Versus like Barbie pink.
That is quite Barbie. Barbara Millicent Roberts.
Who's that?
That's Barbie's full name.
Really?
Yeah. And then next up, we've got our red color. That's pretty nice.
That's a nice rich red.
It's interesting. I feel like most of these colors in the tube look more dusty than they do on the arm. Like it looks almost burgundy in the tube, but then on the arm, it looks just like a nice, almost like strawberry blood. If you were a vampire rabbit, you would extract this from a strawberry.
Are you talking about vernacular right now?
I am making a vernacular reference, yes. And then here we've got our Franken Purple. Ooh.
Well, that's a good color.
That is like a violet almost.
Yeah.
I don't really know what violet is, but it feels like it could be that. And then the Augustus Gloop Brown. That is a milk chocolate, yes. Oh, that looks so tasty.
It does look delicious, yeah.
Okay, and then next up is our Franken Orange.
Very tangy.
Yes.
Like very like the tang of the drink.
Yeah. Like tang. It's like a kick in the lips. And with that, we're on to our final color, the Franken Misk. I guess we're going with that.
It's a weird name.
It sounds like Frankenfish, which is a little more sheer than the other lipsticks. All right, there we go.
The color is cool.
If you build it, it will come. And also very glittery, especially on my arm. Oh, look, if I do this, if I squeegee my arm muscle around, is this muscle? Skin? Then you can see some of the glitter specks. Can you see them?
I can see them, yeah.
Bring it around town.
That's a sight to behold.
After the mild disappointment of the Mega Frankens being so similar, I am very pleased with how these mini guys turned out. They are all very creamy and also generally more vibrant than they look in their tubes. And though I enjoy them all, I think the red, brown, and Misk are my favorites. Tyler likes the purple. He wanted me to say that. So after swatching all of our creations, we did our usual full wear test with the Mega Franken CVS just to see how it would perform throughout the day. We did an initial transfer test, found a few color dupes at the NYX store, and finally did like a taco smudge test. I think the Franken CVS creamy top layer faded away really fast, leaving my lips sort of stained and glittery, but this underlayer of the lipstick barely moved throughout the day, despite some aggressive taco eating. So I was pretty pleased with how it performed. And so finally, here are my lips now, 8 hours later. later. So I guess I would say we've arrived at the end of our day of wearing the Franken CVS and also the end of our drugstore Franken lipstick adventure. Now, as for what we're gonna name this shade, it is sort of just like the shimmery version of the Bury Me in Lipsticks color, which is the official name of the Frankenfora as suggested by you guys last time. So I don't know that we need to name this specific color anything different, but we do have 7 more Franken colors that we created in this video that I would love your guys' help naming. Please suggest names for those guys in the comments below. Now, aside from that, as we alluded to before, we are going to be doing a subscriber giveaway with the 400 other tubes of the Franken CVS that we made, but instead of doing like a naming competition this time, we're just going to be doing a randomized subscriber giveaway, and the rules for the giveaway are that you have to fill out the form that's in the description below so we can, contact you, because that was an issue last time. And you also have to be subscribed to this channel and also following me on the gram. That's Instagram. Please still follow me there. There are a few notes on the form regarding allergens, etc. So make sure to look out for those. I would also say in general that officially I would consider this lipstick a novelty item. These lipsticks are in no way approved by the FDA, and I made them on my stove. Today, I'm gonna be melting every soap from Lush together into a single Franken soap. This just in, dirt found screaming, crying, throwing up, and being sent down the drain.
It's full of dirt. Yuck.
So previously on our channel, I've mixed together a lot of things, including hundreds of lipsticks from Sephora and from CVS, every candle and hand sanitizer from Bath & Body Works, and every bath bomb from Lush.
That's a Franken bath bomb, y'all!
Someone pinch me.
Generally to try and figure out what the average, most marketable, or mode, shade, scent, or flavor of those things are. A good sign is that it doesn't overwhelmingly smell like lavender butt. And also previously on our channel, I've dived headfirst into the world of soap making by following intricate soap art tutorials, as well as testing some bizarre clickbait soap art hacks.
All right, that one had both feet, but its head is sawed in half.
And though I am decidedly medium at it, I have sort of fallen in love with soap, both making it and destroying it.
Oh yeah, look, that's beautiful. I wanna wear this soap like a sock.
So I figured for our next Franken experiment, we should make a Franken soap. And what better place to get that soap than Lush, the notorious fragrant purveyor of handmade bath products that sells a number of fun, colorful, and smelly soaps. So that's what we're gonna do. Buy one of every soap from Lush and then melt them together into a single monstrous creation, the Phantom of the soap opera, if you will. Also, we are going to be making a number of Franken bars here today, so we are going to be doing a subscriber giveaway for our extra Franken soaps. No guarantees as to how they'll look, but if you're interested, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll leave more instructions at the end of the video. Also, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Team C's, which is a YouTube-wide initiative led by Mr. Beast and Mark Rober, who have pledged that for every $1 donated to Team C's, 1 pound of trash will be collected from the ocean. Our Franken soap probably won't be able to clean much besides hands, but with your guys' help, we can clean up our oceans. So a huge shout out to everyone involved in Team C's, and you can find links to donate in the description box below. All right, to Lush we go. So we are here at the Lush store at the South Point Mall, ready to buy some soaps. We got here a little bit early before the store opened so we could have the place to ourselves. So we're gonna go in there and see how many soaps we can get and then destroy. But get first, buy first, then destroy. We need them all. Now, Lush is pretty well known for a number of its bath products, like its bath jellies, bath bombs, shampoo bars, and a number of things that I think mostly just bubble. But for this experiment, to try to preserve the integrity of the Franken soap, we're just gonna focus on the solid soap bars. I'm gonna have to really resist the urge to eat these, because that's really on the front of my mind right now.
They're very loafy.
Though even with just those, there's quite a variety of toppings. I want to just sink my teeth into one, but I'm gonna really try not to. Designs and colors.
Well, they look like lemon cakes.
Don't say that.
Yeah, well,
I just told you I'm struggling with this. As well as a number of weird names. Honey, I washed the kids.
See, this looks like a pound cake.
Stop it.
Sorry. Can I say things look like food without you having to be tempted to eat it?
No. There were also a few that had slightly different textures. Ooh, this one's squishy. It feels like silly putty. And after picking up all of the soaps they had, I like that it says Rose Argan.
Yeah.
Excuse me, is this Rosanna Pansino's Argan? We headed back home to check the Lush website to see if we were missing any, and found that basically by the time I got home, they had dropped some seasonal bars. So we ordered those, bringing our total soap count up to 21. And then it was time to figure out how the hell we were gonna combine all of these guys together. Now, from a little bit of research on soap tube, it seems like the closest thing to what we want to do here is rebatching already existing cold process soaps. Now, rebatching seems to be a pretty common method for soap makers to reuse soap scraps or loaves of soap that didn't quite come out right. And basically what you do is you grate your old bars of soap into shreds with a cheese grater and then slowly melt them together in a slow cooker and turn them into a new loaf of soap. So that's gonna be our process today. It's gonna be grate, then slow cook. Now, since I like to make my own life harder, I decided that I wanted to try and add some design element to our Franken soap. Because some of the rebatched soaps can come out pretty plain looking, and I also had a bad feeling about the possible final color of our Franken soap here. So, I decided to take some inspiration from this video, from Ellie's Everyday Soap Making, where she saves some of her soap shreds and then mixes them in at the very last minute, creating, hopefully, a Franken Funfetti soap loaf. Frankenfetti.
I like that.
That's the plan. So we'll see how it goes. Now, we've divided our soaps into 7 different categories, 6 of which are here today. The 7th, which is hopefully in the air, being shipped to us right now, which we'll add in when they get here, hopefully in the next couple of days. And we organized them mostly by color, just because there weren't a ton of common themes, either with scents or names, so color seemed the easiest. But of course, they're all going to the same place, so the categories are really just for our brains.
Yes, all roads lead to greater.
And the first category we're gonna be grading is the blue-green category. And we're gonna start with this one, Outback Mate. It's got kind of like an Australian surf vibe, I guess, which contains peppermint, eucalyptus, and lemon grass. Sea salty lemon.
Sounds refreshing.
Not limey. That's British people. Lemony. Australians. And my plan here is to grate 2 of each bar.
Don't cut your fingers.
I'm gonna try not to, but no promises. 1 for the main mix, 1 for the confetti, and then save the 3rd bar as a backup, just in case we mess anything up. Okay, actually, this is working pretty well. Look at how fast I'm getting through it.
Oh, wow.
That's actually quite vibrant.
Oh, this would be a good day.
Oh wow, look at that angle. We're taking you inside the grater, people. This is the true Hollywood story of life inside this grater. And I'm basically gonna have 1 big bowl for our main Franken batter, the bluest of cheeses. 1 blue cheese to rule them all, and in a crock pot, bind them. And then another separate bowl for our funfetti flakes. Is it just me? Or does the view from the inside of the grater kind of look like a crowd of people doing the wave? Woo!
It's got big time stadium energy.
Now, besides Outback Mate, we have 2 other soaps in this category, one of which is Sea Vegetable, which smells like really citrusy also. Not like a vegetable, not really like the sea, also like a lemon. And Olive Tree, herby, rich, buttery, grassy but buttery. Does that seem right? Both of which presented unique challenges to the grater. Ooh, this one's harder. As Sea Vegetable has a layer of dried seaweed and salt at the top.
That's gnarly.
It's kind of got like hair.
Yeah.
Oh.
Come on.
Oh. Which we decided should just go straight into the Franken mixture. We got kelped, as it seemed too difficult to remove. Okay, Sea Vegetable. A check. And Olive Tree is a gourmet soap, which means it's squishy. Oh, Oh my god, this one's so soft. What the heck? So it doesn't really grate evenly. Look at this hide I'm creating. It's literally like a pelt of a Lush soap. Look, it's like a carpet. But after some knife work, here is the lump. We sort of figured it out. It did a bit of a number on the grater, but I'm sure the grater will not survive the night anyway.
You are to graders as Don Quixote is to windmills.
Sure, I'll take that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I think that's pretty fair.
La Safa La Mancha.
Okay, and with that, oh, so wet. We are done with the blue-green category.
So sweet. So delicate.
And we're on to the yellows. Now, there are 3 soaps in the yellow category. Oh, no! How did I do that? That was so unintentional.
Yeah.
First up, we've got lemon zest. Oh, and it smells like a lemon head. Which, as the name implies, oh my god, it kind of looks like a Light Bright in there. Contains both lemon zest and lemon oil and cocoa butter. Oh, now I'm getting to the cream filling. Then we've got rhubarb and custard.
It looks like a block of cheese.
It is also another kind of squishy one with some kind of pink blobs at the top, which has rhubarb puree, soy milk, and orange oil. Oh, it kind of looks like a SpongeBob popsicle. And then next up, we've got sandstone.
Darude Sandstorm?
And it's got coriander, citrus, and I think actual sand in it.
Oh, wow.
Do you hear that?
Yeah.
That's gotta be sand.
Yeah.
Like, that's gotta be literal sand. I don't know if soap grating is an ASMR category, but it probably should be.
It kind of sounds like it belongs in my Headspace app. Here we are. But the soap meets the grater.
So with sand, cheese, and egg salad in our bowl, I like eggs.
Excellent.
I like eggs. We're done with the yellow category, and we're on to the reds and pinks. And we have 3 of these guys. We have 13 Soap Unlucky for Dirt, Lotus Flower, and Karma. Now, we do have a bit of a predicament here, because 13 Soap Unlucky for Dirt and Karma look pretty much identical, so I'm not sure which is which. But we're gonna start off with the one we think is Karma, which smells like Big Red Gum meets Men's Speed Stick. Karma contains patchouli, orange, pine, and lemongrass oils. It kind of looks like hot tamales in there.
It does.
So hopefully that checks out. All right, so if that one was Karma, wahaha, welcome to hell, then this one must be 13 Soap Unlucky for Dirt. And 13 Soap contains oregano, rose, and coconut oil. I could buy oregano. I'll take oregano. So hopefully that checks out as well. Rubbery oregano. Yeah, that's what I got. And then our last one in this category is Lotus Flower. And it's kind of like pink and squishy, which has lotus root, lemon myrtle, and buchu in it.
It looks like bubble tape as it's getting shredded.
Oh, it does kind of look like bubble tape. But unfortunately, like the other soft ones, also kind of develops a flap as you shred.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, look at this.
It's turned into a piece of ham.
I do kind of have some bologna left over. But with that one in the bowl,
What a mess.
we're done with the reds and pinks. And now we're gonna move on to the purple category, shown to you on our beautiful bat cutting board.
Oh, yeah.
And for this round, I decided to do something stupid and put a GoPro inside of our cheese grater. Hello, down there. So we'll see how that shot is. And our first one in the purple category is Sleepy, which, I have to be honest, I think is my favorite one of all of them, smell-wise.
Ooh.
It smells so luxurious. And Sleepy contains lavender oil, ylang-ylang, and tonka. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, it turns you into Austin Powers.
Yeah, baby. Which apparently is just a winning trio. It's shagadelic.
The GoPro is so demoralized right now.
The GoPro's like, this is what my life has come to. This? Are you okay down there, sir? And then we have Rose Argan, which, as the name implies, contains rose and argan oils. Yeah, and there are sort of like potpourri flakes all about.
Big fancy soap with your potpourri.
What, do you think you're better than me? And since it's also a gourmet soap, is quite bendy as well. Ew. Oh my god, look at the inside.
Ooh!
Whoa, I had no idea. And then finally, we have Goddess Soap, which smells like, kind of like a nice scented oil, frankincense, myrrh, an old world spice, which is packed with jasmine, rose, and oud. Oud. Yeah, I think oud is what I'm smelling. Ignore frankincense, ignore myrrh. It's oud. Though it sort of looks like cabbage. All right. So with that, we're done with the borscht, I mean the purple category. Soap slaw. Oud slaw. And we are on to the beiges. Now in the beige category, we have 4 soaps. And I'm gonna start off with Bohemian. And Bohemian is another soap that has mostly lemon oil in it.
Lemon fragranted soap. Real original, Lush.
Lemon for soap? Groundbreaking. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. Thanks for letting us film in your store, Lush. But it looks like an onion. See, I could just put that right on my Costco hot dog. Then next up we have Honey, I Washed the Kids.
It looks like a shredded Ken doll.
Yes, it does. And then Sultana of Soap, with the chonks on top. They look like rocks, but I think they're nuts. These nuts might actually not be real nuts, as they aren't listed in the ingredients, but yes, these nuts are going straight into the mixture.
Getting tall, Saf.
And then finally, we've got Figs and Leaves. This one smells really good. It smells like a lilac bush. Which has orange flower, figs, and ylang-ylang in it.
They use ylang-ylang in a lot of their bath bombs.
Yeah, they're really into ylang-ylang. Ylang-ylang.
They stand ylang-ylang.
Just leave. And with that shredded and in the bowl, we're done with our beiges and on to our 2 seasonal categories. Starting with the Halloween soaps. And we have 2 of these guys. Pumpkin Spice, which has pumpkin puree, maple syrup water, and cinnamon oil.
Oh, it smells awesome.
Yeah, I think the shredding is like activating the pumpkin scent.
It's a smack of holiday cheer.
And then we've also got Ghost in the Dark. He's a little spooky boy. Which actually does glow in the dark. Whoa! I'm shook. So maybe our final Franken mixture will be slightly luminescent. Oh, grisly.
The Bee Fairy's already dead.
Yeah, he's a ghost.
Yeah, oh my god.
Bye! Okay, so with that, we are done with the Halloween ones.
That's a nice mozzarella right there.
Mozzarella! And we're on to the Christmas ones. For us, that's gonna be a couple of days, but for you guys, it's right now.
Oh,
It's psychedelic cabbage.
Now, there are 3 Christmas soaps. Look, this one says snow right there.
Ooh.
Cute. Snow Fairy, which contains rosewater and aloe vera.
Yeah, it looks like imitation crab.
Oh. Wow, yeah, I can't unsee that. Baked Alaska, which contains lemon, grapefruit, and ylang-ylang. Oh, I love the ombre. The like white, yellow, green, and blue.
It's giving me some serious salad vibes.
Salads back on the menu, boys. And then finally, we have Polar Bear. Should we go head first? Or butt first? Which contains cocoa butter, rose, and oat milk. Oh yeah, sorry. Sorry, dude. Try and make this as painless as possible. So we're ending with a subtle smell, but an upsetting visual here. He's gone, and here's what remains.
It's a very grisly scene over here. I'll see my way out.
That was actually kind of good.
See you later.
Oh, he's leaving. Oh, he left. Now, with all of our soaps shredded, our original idea here was to make a Frankenfetti rebatched loaf. So to achieve that, I decided to take round 1 of our shreddings, Ermagerd, and upend them into a turkey basting tray. Is this working? I don't know.
It's working.
Oh! Just to sort of salad toss them together. Cursed casserole vibes. Oh my god, this is rose argan. It's like a lump.
Yeah.
It's so sticky. And then put that whole round into the crock pot to slowly melt. Yes.
I think that worked.
Yes. Yes. So with this pile in the slow cooker, I'm now gonna let this sit here for like an hour, stirring occasionally and also squirting water occasionally. We did the same upend and mix method. Oh, wow. For our second round of shavings. Oh yeah, there's rose argan again. Oh, so chonky. Which were gonna be our funfetti flakes. All right, so it's been about 30-ish minutes, I wanna say, and we're pretty melted over here. Now, it was at this point that things started to get a bit ugly in our crock pot. I will say, overall, it's smelling kind of good. Bad news is that I think it might be turning brown. I think in the past, we've been blessed with some pretty appetizing looking Franken products. I feel like it's gonna look like tuna. Yeah, like canned tuna.
Nice.
But I think we finally found the right color balance to just go straight to like a tannish brown. It'll be like a beige funfetti, a yellow funfetti. It'll be like a yellow funfetti cake.
That is looking at the glass half full.
The other problem with our mixture was the consistency. In both Anne-Marie's and Ellie's rebatching videos, even with adding in a fair amount of water throughout, their mixtures never got to be fully liquid, whereas ours was completely melted. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna turn the heat off, so hopefully our mixture will solidify a little bit and get a little chunky. And once that happens, I'm gonna mix our funfetti in, just so the shreds don't immediately sink to the bottom, and also so they don't 100% melt. And that seemed to work okay, except it looked very questionable. It looks literally awful right now, but I think it's gonna turn out hopefully well. I really packed in a lot of funfetti here, which made it look even worse.
It looks like an artichoke dip.
Oh, well then when you say it like that, that doesn't sound so bad.
No.
But we loafed it and hoped for the best. Okay, so that's our attempt at a funfetti cake, I guess.
This is the proverbial lipstick on the pig.
I have to be honest that I think it is very cursed looking. Very cursed. But we tried it. So I'm gonna put this to the side to cool, and we'll slice it later. Now, because I had been a bit nervous about the look of our funfetti loaf from the start, I had been crafting some backup franken-soap ideas. Me?
Okay.
Me? One of which was using just the funfetti flakes and some clear melt and pour soap. That's kind of interesting.
Those look great.
To kind of make like a suspended shred soap.
Little Frankengons.
Frankengons. And I liked these little ones so much, we decided to try and make a whole loaf using this technique. I think perhaps having like a clear base will just showcase the colors better.
Yeah.
And I can still pack it in quite densely, so it can still be like mostly lush.
Yeah.
Now, even though we were feeling good about loaf number 2, it did technically include some external soap, so my only other thought on how to make a Franken Lush bar without any outside assistance would be to separate the soaps into color temperature categories, like warm tones, cool tones, and beiges, and then melt them separately but simultaneously. Is good. To create 3 different mini Frankens.
That one has a good orange to it, Saf. It looks like the pumpkin one.
That we could layer on top of each other like stripes.
This one's actually really pretty.
Mint.
Ooh yeah, minty.
Kind of like a Franken Neapolitan bar.
Minty.
So, with all of that done, I'm basically gonna let all of the things that we made today cool, and then we can come back in a couple of days and demold them and see which ones we like. All right, so let's start with the gross ones first. Come on, you dingus. Come on, you dingus. Which is gonna be our main funfetti bar.
It looks like a Fruity Pebbles meatloaf.
And our secret extras. Now, I had a lot of our tan mega batter left over, so I had secretly made some plain Franken succulents. Oh,
There you go.
come on, come to mama. Oh shit, Ty, that's kind of cute. And a couple of funfetti cupcakes as well.
That one's pretty cool.
This one is kind of cool. These were totally an impulse decision, so I'm not really gonna focus on them, but if you see them in the background, that's what they are.
It looks like a really loaded pancake.
Now, while we are demolding and slicing our soaps here,
Oh,
okay, that's sort of interesting.
that's not so bad.
It's not as bad as it looks on the outside of the loaf. That could certainly be worse. I wanted to make sure that we talked about the ingredients in our Franken bars. Oh, whoa. It almost looks like resin, but it's soap. So in our 21 soaps, we had a total of 63 active ingredients. Oh, dude, Ty, it's epic. It looks like glass. With the majority being energizing citrusy ones, like lemon, orange, and bergamot oils at 27%. Oh. That one's so cool. And also a lot of relaxing floral ingredients like jasmine, ylang ylang, and rose at 24%. Ooh. Look at that rose organ in the middle. Leafy and planty ingredients were also pretty plentiful at 17%.
There you go, lady. That is beautiful.
And then the kind of catch-all sweet category, which includes honey, vanilla, and coconut at 10%. Okay, I think I could feel the different layers there.
Yeah.
It is separating a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. There are also some extra toss-ins like seaweed, sand, and dried fruit that are sort of floating around in there. I think it's because all of the debris in the orange layer ended up at the top.
Yeah.
Maybe we can call them exfoliants. I choose to blame Rose Argan. Now, based on all of that information, one would assume that these guys would smell like a citrus-infused rose. But weirdly, they don't. The top part smells kind of citrusy, salty, almost minty a little bit. The Neapolitan soap does have 3 separate scents. There was one soap that went in called Figs and Leaves, and the beige part basically just smells like that. Ooh. Fig. Oh, fig. And then the bottom part is very pumpkin spicy. And this theme of pumpkin spice and fig did carry into the funfetti bars as well. Yeah, that pumpkin spice is really coming through. And fig. Yeah, figgy too. Figgy pudding is over. Figgy pumpkin is where it's at now. The clear melt and pour bar actually smelled the most different of the 3. I'm smelling some of that pumpkin spice smell like in the other ones, but I'm also smelling some fresh scent, maybe a salty scent, and definitely a rose. I think because the shreds hadn't completely melted together, the dominant scents didn't have a chance to like absorb the other scents inside of themselves.
Like Dwight Schrute with his twin.
But there were really only so many conclusions that my nostrils could make on their own, besides just fig. Move over, Newton. There's a new dominant fig product in town. So we packaged up one of each of our bars and sent them off to soap-making experts Anne-Marie at Brambleberry and Katie at Royalty Soaps to see what they thought of the smell and the overall presentation of our products. I have a vague feeling that Anne-Marie is about to roast me, but I'm okay with it. Now, our experts were in agreement that the shredded melt and pour bar was their favorite visually.
Oh, it's way cuter than I was expecting. My goodness, this is like a confetti soap. This is adorable.
Confetti soaps are so cool. I love all the glycerin soap around it. I really think it's super fun to hold up to a light or a window so you can see all of the colors.
But it was no one's favorite sensually.
Not gonna lie. Scent is less adorable. The scent reminds me a lot of baby puke. I just got a little bit of citrus in here though.
And I think that's because the scent of that one can vary based on what bar you have.
I could smell some pine. I could also smell just like a little bit of a few other essential oils that I'm not really able to put my finger on. It just smells kind of like nature.
Now I'm getting root beer. Whew. Yikes. That is like the ever-changing gobsmacker of soaps.
Then for the Frankenfetti bar.
Oh, well that smells a lot better than the first one.
So this one to me smells like a bakery. I can smell some almond, maybe some oatmeal.
Maybe like warm nougaty vanillas.
There seems to be some fruit in there.
Honey, maybe like some white floral notes. Honeysuckle.
I actually think we were in complete agreement on this one because pumpkin spice could be a bakery-y smell, and the Figs and Leaves soap does actually have white floral notes in it.
Overall, this is somewhat appealing. It's amorphous, but there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I would shower with this pretty happily, I think.
And as for the Frankenpolitan bar,
look at this, a little bit of layering going on, woo woo.
And then this one in the middle smells very citrusy to me.
This is, okay, you know the Christmas packs of Lifesavers? This is that smell. Like cherry, fruity, and maybe lime.
It feels like there's probably lime and lemon and maybe some grapefruit in there.
The green stripe is quite citrusy, so I can see where they're coming from there, and pumpkin spice could read Christmas fruity. So I guess that's what the experts think of our Franken soaps.
All right, guys. I hope that was what you were looking for.
This was so fun. Thanks for letting me have the opportunity to do this.
I took this job very seriously, okay?
So that was every soap from Lush melted together. Overall, though we did attack this experiment from many different angles, I am pretty pleased with our final products, as I do think they're very Franken-y in that they really show off all of the different soaps that went into them at once. Mwahaha. After letting these guys cure for a week or so, I did get to use them to wash my hands. The stuff on top of the Frankenfettis is very fragile, so that does go away pretty quickly, but overall, they seem like functional bars of soap, which is good. Now, as for the names of these bad boys, I'll leave it up to you guys to decide in the comments. There are 6 different soaps, so there are plenty of possibilities to go around. I still like Figgy Pumpkin, and Tyler proposed Jack Suds Pollock, which is okay. Also, if you'd still like to throw your name in the ring to receive one of our 54 different Franken soaps, now that you know how they look, make sure you're subscribed to this channel, leave a comment down below, and then fill out the form in the description box. I make no guarantees as to who will be getting what, so if you get a crusty butt, I apologize. Today, I'm going to be doing something a little bit stupid and a little bit irresponsible. I'm going to be melting all of my nude lipsticks together to make one lipstick. This decision was inspired by 2 things. One, I've had a cold recently and I've been really hopped up on NyQuil and DayQuil. Don't do that, kids, it's a bad idea. And 2, I saw Christine from Simply Nailogical do this a little bit ago, where she combined all of her holographic nail polishes into one mega nail polish brew. But I don't have any nail polishes, so I'm going for what I do have, which is lipsticks. You guys may know, I've said it before, I'm a bit of a lipstick hoarder. I have a hard time throwing away lipstick, no matter how old it is. I wanted to go for nudes because 1, I buy a lot of them. And 2, I also thought that if I melted all my lipsticks together in general, I would just end up with black lipstick, which I like, but I already own. So maybe if I just stick to the nudes, I'll end up with a new nude color that is a pseudo midpoint of all of them, and I'm curious to see what that would look like. And then tomorrow, I'm gonna wear it all day and see what happens. See if it is actually a lipstick or if it's just a monstrosity. All right, so I've got my cutting board, my little jar, makeup wipes, my makeup mirror in case I get sentimental, my paper for swatching, and my lipsticks. All right, I'm gonna start off with a lipstick that's very near and dear to my heart. This is Mrs. Norris. She is one of the custom lipsticks that I made at the Bite Lip Lab in January. I'm just gonna swatch just a little bit, just so we can see. She's a little bit more of a brown than a nude, but I think the line between brown and nude is gonna be pretty blurry today. Here we go.
I'm like nervous for this.
I don't actually want to use like the entirety of every tube of my nude lipsticks. So I'm basically just gonna be like kind of chopping the tips, kind of like mildly circumcising. That is not enough. Maybe we need like a little bit more. It still works. Yeah, we'll take more from the other ones. That made me really nervous. Am I gonna be able to go through with this? This second one is a NYX matte lipstick in the color Butter. I really like this color, but whenever I put it on, it has very poor butthole coverage. Oh, look at that. They look like tiny mouse turds in there. All right, I'm gonna blow through a couple of these. Let's start chopping, shall we? This is a ColourPop one in Aquarius. It's an oldie but a goodie. It's a had for a couple of years-y for sure. This still works. If anything, it's a new beginning. You know, we're sloughing off all the dead skin on the top and melting it all together. So I've been putting them into this glass bowl, and it's looking like I might need to be a little less stingy. I'm having chop anxiety.
Ooh.
I think I broke it. We're gonna have to bring in a lighter for some emergency lipstick surgery because I will have no fatalities on my set today. I just melted it and then I'm gonna put it back together. Maybe it'll never again be as straight as it once was, but it's reattached at least. Wow, look at the amount of nudie browns that I've bought in my lifetime. I don't know if this feels like a hoarder's episode, but I do feel like a little bit exposed. All right, ready for another one? This was hard at first, but as I keep going through my lipsticks, I'm like, I could spare a little more. Look at my surgeon's rags. Oh my God. All right, what's up next? This one I brought out, it's not a solid lipstick, but it's also not really a liquid lipstick, like it doesn't dry down. Here's one that's double-sided, so we get to pick a bit off of both sides. Pull them both out and you're just like Darth Maul. Okay, so this is the same type as the one that broke earlier, so I'm gonna be careful with this. I'm trying to saw instead of like chop. I was also thinking of putting in a bit of this white. And I was messing around with it thinking like, oh, maybe I'll put it in. And then the tip broke completely. So we're just gonna throw the tip right in. So this is the last one. It is one of my favorite tubes ever. This is the Urban Decay Vice lipstick in Oblivion. I'm not gonna decapitate too much because this one is too valuable to me. Okay, so here is my little bowl and here is my swatch paper. I really hope that there's enough for one lipstick in there. If not, we're gonna come back and chop a little more, but let's melt it down and see what we got. All right, so we're down here. We've got the mixture and we've got my little pan. And here is my little Amazon lipstick mold. Okay, so first let's heat up the pan. And then I just gotta scoop it out, basically.
It's almost like chocolate chips. It's melting right away.
Oh, wow. Okay, let me just get this off with the spatula. Come on, y'all bitches. Just want to get every last bit. No lipsticks died in vain today. Wow, it is totally melted already.
I was kind of mixing together.
It's doing something.
Uh-oh, don't burn it.
I think it's maybe already just like ready to go. I think that was all the melting that we got. It looks a lot like chocolate. I will reaffirm that I am the Augustus Gloop of lipsticks. My plan is to pour this mixture into the beaker. Maybe we should have just put it in the beaker and microwaved it to begin with. Put it in the beaker and then put it straight into the little tube.
All right, let's do it.
All right, ready?
Yes. I have to go before it solidifies.
Boom goes the dynamite. Wata! That's it. And now there's like a little bit of lipstick left everywhere, but I'm glad that we had enough for one tube. So what my friends at Rituel des Filles taught me was that you put it in the freezer for like 10 minutes now, and then when it gets out, we'll try and put it in a tube. Or we'll have to remelt it and put it into a lip balm pot because it's not gonna fit, but we'll try. Okay, I'm gonna pour the leftovers into this beaker and then try and microwave it and see if we can't put the extras into that little lip balm tube.
Oh, that is very Augustus Gloop right there. It's like pure chocolate.
All right, so that's our extras.
I think it looks pretty good. Are you gonna eat it? No, Saf! Are those all edible?
Tastes like lipstick.
I mean, what else was it gonna taste like?
It's been 10 minutes, let's see how we're doing. I'm really hoping that this lipstick will fit into this tube, but we'll see.
Is that fitting?
I think so. Oh, how do I take the cap off? Maybe I twist it off? No, I'm ruining it.
Why don't you just take it off and put it in?
I can't get a grip on it.
How was just use this?
Oh, I got it. Ready? Boom goes the dynamite.
That was so
smooth.
Elegantly done.
Smooth and elegant is what you meant to say, but it fits. Ready?
Wow.
I like the color. That looks nice. All right, let's go swatch it. So we have our lipstick and our extra lipstick right here. I'm pretty pleased with the color. It's kind of nudie, browny, rosy, a little bit rosier than I expected, but it looks like it could be good. I mean, it's swatching. I think it looks pretty much like the mixture of all those colors. All right, let's put it on the mouth, shall we? It's really light. Whoa, weird. As I keep applying it, it looks a bit better. There we go. We're getting some color out of it now. I didn't realize I had so many lighter nudes. Maybe I should have gone heavier on the browns in my closet. Okay, so this is my lip color. There's a lot of different textures going on. It's quite full coverage, which I like. Like, you can't actually see my lip through it, which is cool. It's just very light. I didn't expect it to be this light. And I do have a fair amount of lighter nudes that I don't use very often. And I think that maybe my hand went a little bit choppier into the ones that I don't use as often, because I was like, I can use this one up. But overall, I like it. I think it kind of reminds me of like a Kim Kardashian nude color, you know? One of those pictures where she's kind of like has her hair wet for some reason. It's not really the midpoint that I was thinking of, but it's some type of midpoint. So I'm gonna take my tube of Frankenstein nude and I'm gonna wear it around tomorrow and see how it lasts throughout the day, how the coverage is, you know, just do some check-ins and see how this lipstick really is. So it's not exactly tomorrow, it is in fact actually a couple of days later. This is actually my childhood bedroom. I'm actually in Chicago right now. I've been like on the road the last couple of days, but I finally have an afternoon off so I can spend some quality time testing out the formula of my Franken lipstick. There are a lot of different formulas that went into the lipstick, like sheer, shiny, creamy, matte, like everything basically. So we'll see sort of what happens. There it is. It still smells kind of like baby powder. I wonder if when I cooked it, I lost some of the scents of the other lipstick. I don't know if that's possible, but it kind of feels like that might have happened. All right, let's try and put it on. Oh wow, it goes on like pretty opaque from the beginning. It definitely feels like the type of lipstick that would transfer very easily, but also feels like really comfortable on your mouth. Let me just fix my Cupid's bow really quick. Okay, so I'm gonna take my lipstick out of the town and we'll see kind of how it lasts and how it performs as a regular lipstick. I have a good feeling. One advantage of this lipstick being a little bit lighter is that the butthole lip is almost imperceptible. Like, it's not the exact color of the inside of my mouth, but it's pretty hard to tell when the waterline begins, and that is ideal. Oh, I have to name it, don't I? Did I name it already? Okay, so I've come up with 3 possible names. The first one is Bikini Bottom, because I was thinking, you know, things that are nude, butts. My other options are Cargo Shorts and Coffee Mate. So you guys let me know in the comments which one you like better, Bikini Bottom, Cargo Shorts, or Coffee Mate as the name of this Franken lipstick. Can't decide. Also, I just noticed there's a little lipstick on my cheek, chin area. This thing is already transferring even before I try and make it transfer. So speaking of transfer, I did get some iced coffee and a clean straw so we can see like what the damage is. All right, ready? The coffee's pretty good, a little bitter, but there is definitely transfer. Not as much as maybe I thought there would be, but like, you know, it's gonna come off. Yeah, well, that's my mouth. I was just thinking that like, once this tube runs out, I'll like never get to have this color again. So actually, since I like left home like 7 years ago, there has since sprung up an Ulta in my neighborhood. So I'm gonna walk over to Ulta right now and see if I can't find a good dupe. Okay, so I swatched my lipstick, which will help me in my search. So let's try and find something that matches this. All right, none of these are right. That one right on top of it looks kind of similar, but like in person it looks much pinker. None of those are quite right either. Yeah, maybe I should wipe these off and start again. All right, I started over. I'm still kind of stuck in between a few shades. It's honestly hard to find a good dupe for this. Maybe it's just its own unique child. So after all my Ulta adventures, the thing that I found that was the closest dupe was actually this NYX lip liner, which is in the color London. It's not the same formula, and it's not really exactly the same color, but it's close-ish. The hunt is still on for the dupe for this, but this lip liner is not too far off. Also, how did I end up buying more nude lipsticks in this video? Anyway, it was time to get food, so I went to my favorite place in the world, Hot Bellies. So I got a big turkey on wheat with mushrooms, and I'm gonna eat it and see what happens to my lipstick. All right, I'm crouching down a little bit so I can get in frame. Maybe I'll just put you further back. Now, we shall grub. Okay, so as I suspected, the sandwich pretty much destroyed my lipstick. There's a little bit of lipstick left on the top lip, but not on the bottom lip. And then there's like a little bit of lipstick residue like right on the chin. At this point, I would definitely have to reapply. But like, it's been a few hours, so I'm pretty impressed. You know, there's a lot of things happening in that sandwich that taste amazing, but maybe aren't so friendly to the lipsticks. This kind of works. I brought like 8 lamps into this room to like get some light in here. So the evening ended up bringing very little. So I just kind of like hung around in my lipstick and it's looking pretty good. Overall, I'd say that I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I like how it goes on. I think it's quite opaque and it does last like a decent amount of time. Like it wasn't like gone in 2 seconds. Does not last through straws or food, but you know, I don't know that many stick lipsticks that do. All in all, I would say it was a pretty successful bad makeup experiment. I don't think I'm gonna be doing it again just because it did pain me to cut the tips of those lipsticks off. But I actually do think I will continue to wear this lip color. I really actually do like it. I think it's very comfortable. I think that I'm gonna have to continue to search for this dupe because like in this light, it looks like not a dupe, but like when you turn your hand, it kind of does. The search continues. Today, I'm going to be melting one of every soap from Whole Foods together into a single Franken soap. From oat milk to goat milk, it's about to get bougie in here. Now, as some of you guys may know, I am a sucker for fancy soaps. I love sniffing them, looking at them, respectfully, and I've even tried my hand at making my own fancy soap in the past, several times. Oh shit. And this has not diluted my love of soap. In fact, it has wetted it. If you stick me in a store with a huge soap display, I can still spend hours in there just admiring the fancy designs and inhaling the fancy ingredients. Whole Foods is one such store, because besides being well known known as a very expensive grocery store, they also stock an impressive array of organic bath and beauty products. And though I don't actually grocery shop at Whole Foods all that often, I do like to go to their beauty section and just smell stuff. They usually have a fancy facial spray or two you can test, and a whole bunch of beautiful, swirly luxury soaps. And it was on one such trip when I really soaked in the sheer quantity of different designs, brands, and scents of soap that they had in there that I realized we might have a Franken on our hands. So we decided to buy one of every soap that Whole Foods stocks and melt them together into a single whole Franken bar, which would ostensibly contain the average scent, set of skin benefiting ingredients, and color of all of the soaps at Whole Foods, and would therefore theoretically be the most desirable soap for Whole Foods organic loving clientele. Will it be the best soap ever, or will it flop harder than a goat milk souffle? I guess we'll find out. Also, since there are a lot of soaps in there, we're going to be making a number of Franken bars here today. So we are going to be doing a subscriber giveaway with some of our extra Franken soaps. No guarantees as to how they'll look, but if you're interested in getting one of the sudsy little guys, make sure you're subscribed, leave a comment down below, and I'll leave more instructions at the end of the video. But really quickly, before we dive in, I do want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, HelloFresh. So if you've never heard of HelloFresh, you probably have, but if you haven't, it's a fresh and tasty meal kit delivery service that offers 40 recipes you can choose from each week. As you guys know, I spend a lot of time on bizarre experiments. The Franken soap you're about to watch me make took us about 23 hours over a few days, and that doesn't leave a lot of time for cooking. And I'm sure you're busy too, probably with something less deranged than Franken soaping, but you've got things to do, places to be, and HelloFresh can help you save time and energy cooking for yourself. Ooh! Just got Zatard to the face. Simply pick the recipes you want to try, and bing bang boom, the perfectly portioned amount of fresh ingredients are delivered to your door, along with foolproof, chef-crafted recipes that take as little as 15 minutes to make. Smells actually awesome. And it's 25% cheaper than takeout, and cheaper than grocery shopping too. Probably a lot cheaper than shopping at a certain grocery store, if you know what I'm saying. Look at that. Now that's what I call dinner. And 40 recipes a week to choose from means you'll always have new and exciting dishes to try. From Thai coconut curry, to butter-basted steak and eggs, to T-Pain's chicken sandwiches, and our choice, the Spices Nice turkey couscous bowls. The spicy turkey is actually amazing. And a nice hearty carrot. Wow. So if you're interested in trying it out, make sure to go to HelloFresh.com and use code 50Safiya at checkout for 50% off plus free shipping. Once again, that's code 50Safiya at checkout at HelloFresh.com for 50% off plus free shipping. A deal so nice, I said it twice. Am I a chef now? And while you are munching on your new tasty HelloFresh meal, let's get back to the video. All right, so I'm outside of this Whole Foods in North Raleigh. I got my GoPro on, and I am ready to buy some soaps. It's also a Whole Foods, so maybe we'll get something else, like a $40 salad or something. Now, obviously, our first step here is to acquire our soaps. And though Whole Foods does have aisles and aisles of organic cheese puffs and frozen cauliflower crust pizzas, their beauty products are usually concentrated in one area. Ooh, okay, here we go. This is the money stuff. And at this Whole Foods, the soaps are broken into 3 soap sectors. The Pacha brand soaps, which are kind of like the marquee Whole Foods soaps. They're artisanal, colorful, they seem pretty organic. Oh, I wasn't kidding. I got goat's milk and oats. Not oat milk, oats. Goats and oats.
It's like the intro.
It's just like the intro. There's also a freestanding tower of good soaps. That's not an adjective, that's just their name, but they do seem like solid soaps.
Oh, that's a crunchy guy.
Listen to it. And coincidentally, they're also very hard.
It's like that instrument.
The 2 sticks?
The clavel? What's it called?
The 2 wooden sticks that you hit together? I believe the term eluding Tyler is clave, but we did not know that at the time.
I play the sticks.
I play the sticks. Yeah. I actually play the bars of soap, the very firm ones. And then on the far side of this bath product aisle is the motherlode.
This is where we're gonna really pad the numbers.
Oh yeah. The soap shelves. Eucalyptus, honey, lavender. Oh my God. Too many. Nope, sorry, can't. Not enough hand. Ran out of hand. And even though we had already eliminated liquid soaps, obviously, and also any shampoo bars and facial bars. I need to sit on the ground, I think, to get those. Excuse me. Things are going well. We were still staring down the barrel of like 80 fancy soaps from a bunch of different brands. Oh, I can slide them in here. Look, this is a great system.
Oh, wow. Through the leg holes.
Which were also a veritable cornucopia of schmancy ingredients. Oh, are these all hemp? Uh-oh, this is hemp central over here. It's Hemptown.
I'm sorry, is this North Raleigh or is this Hemptown? Hemptown, USA, baby.
And after an extended floor session, I can do this. Now that's what I call innovation, okay?
That one's too thick. There you go.
We were ready for some of that expensive salad.
All right, it's salad time, baby.
Should I get some peas? That was a weird choice. I don't know why I got that.
Why did you put peas on it?
I got really confused. I got overwhelmed. And after checking out, oh my God. Oh yeah. That's serious business, man. We fled the premises with our sudsy loot. Got him. And my salad. It was only $17. What a bargain. Now, our total after Whole Food Stop 1 was 102 soaps. Let's blow this popsicle stand. Which is a pretty serious haul. Return the cart. But we did check a few more locations just to make sure we weren't missing any, and found 7 more soaps at a nearby store. And after snagging those stragglers,
see you guys.
We headed back to our kitchen to figure out how the hell we were gonna combine all of these guys together. All right, so we're back. We're in the kitchen. We have ransacked, we have returned, and we have a pile of soaps here to franken. Now, we have franken soaps before a bit ago when we melted every soap from Lush together. But unlike with our Lush soaps, where we only had about 20 bars all from the same brand, we had 109 Whole Food soaps from over 23 different brands. So this was gonna be a little harder, just a little. But similar to that video, we thought the best method to combine these bad boys was probably to rebatch them, which is a method that soap makers use to reuse soap scraps or repurpose failed loaves, which essentially entails shredding them down into tiny pieces and then melting them back together as best as we can. And we decided to break out our 109 soaps into 9 different color categories, just so we could attempt some soap art or design here and try and avoid our final franken soap looking like a pile of oat-filled goat excrement. We'll see if we can pull it off. It's gonna be a wild ride, people. It's gonna be a wild ride. But unlike last time, I was not gonna be shredding these bad boys by hand. No, I have a machine. I have a KitchenAid mixer that has, check this out, a shredding attachment.
Oh yeah.
So the idea was that we could stick our soaps into this thingy up here, and they would just come out the other end as little curly cues of shredded soap. Bing, bam, boom. Bing, bang, boom. Bing, bang, boom.
It's like a soap death chamber.
We're gonna send these soaps to their doom. And we were thinking for our shredding process here,
oh my God.
we were gonna give each soap a nice long sniff. This one kind of has like a lemongrass smell, also vaguely sweet tarty. American Smartie? Starting off here with Pacha's clarifying charcoal soap.
I do know what you're talking
Spending
about.
too much time with Christine. American Smartie? No, I mean normal Smartie, okay? Regular Smartie. Then we were gonna chop our soap strategically to make sure the pieces would fit in our grater's little snorkel. Ooh. Look at that. It's like a swirled cheesecake. And then let her rip. Oh yeah, it's working. That's what I'm talking about, people. And immediately, this seemed to work pretty well. Oh yeah, oh my God. Shredding it is like unleashing more scent.
Oh, it's unleashing the flavor.
As we did basically end up with just a pile of soap shavings. And I said goodbye to you. With only the tiniest soap skin left behind.
Must you use human terminology? Oh my God, the chopsticks.
It looks like a delicate swirled white chocolate, doesn't it?
It does.
I won't eat it, I promise. Although it's tantalizingly close to my mouth.
I was worried about muscle memory kicking in.
So 1 down, 108 to go. Now continuing on with the black and adjacent soaps category, there were 7 soaps in here from 6 different brands. And a lot of the scents in this category were of the woody and musky variety. I'm smelling sandalwood, to be honest. Kind of like a sandy, woody sandalwood. Yeah, tree smell. And almost all of them had charcoal as one of their key ingredients, which makes sense. Those look so fun. They're like little tires. It's like I have a bunch of like tiny Hot Wheel tires.
Oh yeah.
But the different brands did introduce some different shapes and textures, like the local Bath Place soaps that were very short and stout.
Short king?
It's kind of like a short king.
You might not need to chop this one.
You just put him straight in? No! I will respect him and chop him in half, okay? And the One with Nature Dead Sea soaps that had this strange belly button on the back. I guess for gripping? I don't know what I'm doing, just detonating? I don't know.
It's a single button detonator.
It's like from Dexter's Lab,
yeah,
basically.
what is this, Cartoon Network?
Though it was heartening to see that even with all this variety, the grater plowed through them all with ease. I feel like I'm juicing an orange. A little bit, right?
Extra pulpy?
Extra pulp. Oh, you've never seen pulp like this before. Well, I think. That was a weird sound. Are you doing okay? We're only like 4 soaps in. Can't die on me now.
Now that you've gone with this, you can't go back to the manual grater.
I can't.
Yeah.
Don't send me back there, okay? I can't go back. But after a little cleaning of our death trap,
You face right into the grinder.
smells really good. I don't know what you're talking about. We were on to category number 2. Speaking of grater troubles, next up was our brown soap category, which had 16 bars from 8 different brands.
Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
This round started off quite nicely with some nice smells like nutmeg, vanilla, and honey.
Teddy Graham. It's a Teddy Graham. I can smell it from here. It's a honey Teddy
I
Graham.
mean, who am I to disagree with such conviction?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And also some nice nutritious ingredients, like a number of very natural African black soaps, some oats, some clay, and some Dead Sea mud. But when it came time for the shredding,
Say your prayers, oatmeal milk. We're sending you down to David Jones' locker.
it was a shit show. Whoa. He tried to come back.
He doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to go.
He doesn't want to go. We had fragrance soap spitting back skins in my face. Look at that. Soap jerky. Not to be confused with tofurkey. We had natural soaps attempting to clog the nozzle. Okay. Oh my god. That was a Dr. Pimple Popper moment. Whoa!
Oh!
And we even had some of our soaps conspire to make a soap by the foot.
Oh! Damn.
Jerky vibes intensify. But the real villain of the category was this Grandpa Soap Co. Pine Tar Soap. Whoa! I smell it from here. I'm not even trying to smell it, and I smell it. Which didn't necessarily start beef with our grater, but did start beef with me. What? Oh. This thing must be good for your skin because it is not good for your nostrils. It smells like it came directly out from under a grill.
Like one of those like lost pieces of meat in a grill that was found later.
Yeah, kind of like that. As I would describe the scent as unabashed beef jerky, which I never thought I would say about a soap. Oh!
Yeah. Oh my god. It's one of those like the leg of lambs at Disneyland.
A turkey leg?
Yeah.
So the brown soaps. Ooh, oh, they almost took the KitchenAid out, and me along with it. Have you ever wanted to smell like a pastrami? So then our next 3 categories were the medium beige, off-white, and white soaps, which had 14, 22, and 11 soaps respectively across 12 different brands. And they were sort of a giant soap mountain that we had to climb before we could get back to some more colorful pastures. But before I do that, I'm going to put something over that brown category box because I can smell the pine tar from here.
That smoke is wafting.
It is wafting my way. And once we started on our trek, we encountered a number of peaks and valleys. Ooh. Smells good. Smells good. Like in the medium beige, we ran into our largest bars of any category. Oh, sweet. Strawberry. L'Oreal Kids Shampoo, which were all from this one brand, à la maison, which, because of their girth, were a serious struggle to cut. Oh, okay. And would have been a disaster to shred by hand. I can't go straight down, but with like some sawing action. Oh, I'm through. Ha! That was like a feat of strength. I know, if only we could find a soap guillotine, then I wouldn't have to do any work. But thankfully, our KitchenAid demolished them all with ease. Oh, he's doing it. He's doing it.
Crazy son of a bitch did it.
Ain't no maison too high for this guy. Even if we needed a second bucket to hold all of the shavings. It's a medium beige, part 2. Let's go! Let's go! And then in the off-white round, the soaps kind of oscillated between like some super plain and unscented bars. I keep forgetting it's soap. Or like I know it's soap, but I kind of forget what soap even is. And some of my favorite bars in the whole experiment, like this Pacha Fetty bar, which is Pacha's version of a Franken soap. I guess it's kind of like Frankenception, right? We're Frankening the Franken bar.
It's got layers, baby.
Or I guess more like chunks. It's got chunks, baby.
Got chunks.
And these Dr. Bronner Pure Castile hemp soaps, which include such hits as Hemp Rose, Hemp Almond, and Hemp Baby.
Hemp comma baby or hemp baby?
It's hemp for babies.
Okay.
But it is also hemp comma baby.
Hemp baby?
They were smooth to the blade, shredded beautifully, and also surprisingly pungent. Doctor, I've got a fever. And the only cure is more hemp, baby. I'm not sure if it's just the hemp talking, but I'm a fan. Wow, he's done it again. And then in our white category, we ran into some of our densest bars overall.
You're still going?
I'm still going. I got more where that came from, okay? Like with these huge Shea Moisture soaps. Look, they're like Canadians from South Park. And these very sturdy hand-in-hand bars. Get in there. Oh my god, this is hard. Which generated so much flakage that they threatened to straight up avalanche out of the side of our bucket.
You want to rotate. You want to rotate. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Uh-oh.
I don't have anywhere else to go. Oh,
And weighing heavily on my mind throughout all of this was that when I did like a midpoint Insta story check-in of our shaving so far, a lot of you guys said that they looked like buckets of toenails, which did make me a little upset, but I get it.
come on, little toenails. Let's get a move on.
But after a few hours of making cursed toenail pasta,
Oh, the KitchenAid's like warm right now. He is working hard, okay?
we were over the hump, down the slopes,
Ta-da! I am covered in soap. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
and finally ready to tackle some more colorful bars. Now, our next category here was the red and pinks, of which we had 9 soaps from 5 different brands.
Oh, yeah. Now that is what I'm talking about.
And we started off here with a bit of a Christmassy vibe from a couple Pacha soaps with some elderberry
I don't really know what an elderberry is, but it smells like cranberry to me.
A Christmas joy.
and a little bit of frankincense and myrrh.
The biblical Franken? Look at that. It's like a Neapolitan ice cream sandwich, but Bethlehem edition.
Both of which were pretty potent and were then joined by an also kind of strong smelling magic mushroom soap.
Oh, that one's very musky.
It's getting musky in there right now.
Yeah.
But after the bold sense of the first 3,
Oh no, I think I need to smell the beans.
my nose started to falter.
I put it up to my nose and smelled absolutely nothing.
I'd been sniffing my little coffee bean stash over here to try and refresh my sinuses throughout,
Okay, is neroli a flower? Because it smells a little floral.
but even that wasn't enough.
All right, it's probably a lost cause. They smell pretty good.
Citrusy vapors.
Okay, nice. Nice.
When we get to me smelling, you know we're in trouble.
Yeah, I agree.
It was kind of sad that I was so excited to get to the colorful categories and then my nose immediately fell off, but at least I could still shred them, which was all we really needed for now.
Eviscerated.
Eviscerated. Katana wins.
Flawless victory.
And after sending these bad boys to the nether realm, we were on to our 10 yellow and orange soaps. Now, going in, I suspected that this category was going to be very tropical, and it did start off that way.
Show me the goods.
With our 2 good soaps being kind of mango-y and citrusy, but interestingly, as we went, this category ended up being more cakey and almondy,
Kind of marzipan-y. Could it smell almond-esque? It's almond adjacent.
which at first I thought meant my nose was malfunctioning.
I feel like it's like when you're freezing, your body starts to feel warm at the end. Because your nose is failing. It just smells what you like.
It just smells anything.
It smells almond. It's like a soothing smell.
I'm having like a stroke right
Yeah,
now.
you're in shock.
Are you smelling almonds?
But it turns out there were multiple almondy soaps in this bad boy, so at least I can still detect that.
That's the category. Almond or not almond?
Almond or not?
Is it almond?
Deal or no deal? Almond or no almond?
Almonds aside, this round also ended up being notably one of the overall fancier ones, with some crushed quartz in our good soap to add a golden shimmer,
Yeah, look at the quartz. That's bougie.
a smattering of that goat's milk,
All right, suck it, goaty.
and also a very pricey square of probiotic soap.
This is actually our most expensive soap at $13.29.
Damn.
$3.32 per ounce. Look at that math.
And after sending $13 straight through the shredder,
Goodbye. Oh, I have to go all the way over here.
we were on to our penultimate category, the greens.
Look at our lineup, man.
I know.
The brown one is still covered.
So we limped along through our 14 green soaps,
Oh. The KitchenAid is ready to be done. I can tell. He's like, let's get this over with. Go, 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 go.
and generally, I would say this category was dominated by leafy and planty ingredients, which I guess makes sense.
How's it going back there?
I don't know. I got nothing.
Okay, love it. Glad I asked.
Some of which were more prominent, like cucumber and vetiver, whatever that is,
Is it just leaf? Leaf juice, right? Yeah. I love it.
and then some of which were less fragrant, like avocado, and then a lot of olive,
Yeah, that's an olivey color.
Classic Kalamata.
olive,
Just a dash of olive oil. Just a little bit of olive oil.
and then even more olive.
I'm getting way more than just a tad of olive oil right now.
After shredding, it's
Yeah.
much more olivey.
Yeah. You get an Olive Garden, baby.
You've never even been there.
No.
So I don't know what you're talking about.
And then to round out the category, we also had 2 Pacha soaps, prickly pear and CBD.
Which I won't talk too much about in this video, so we don't get demonetized. Because that has happened to us before. And I won't say when, because I don't want to get demonetized for mentioning when we got demonetized.
But I think at least prickly pear was fair game.
Apparently it's made from the tequila plant, which I can talk about.
Maybe.
Tequila. It's good for you.
So then, our final category to shred were the blue and purple soaps, of which we had 6 soaps from just 2 different brands.
Coastal breeze. It's going to be gone like the wind.
We had 2 good soaps and then 4 different Pacha soaps, 2 of which both had like a marine vibe to them, sand and sea,
Like a surf and turf.
and sea salt kelp.
Farewell. It's your final voyage. And though neither smelled too strongly to start, during the shredding, sea salt kelp decided to release the Kraken. Whoa, I think I smell some kelp right now. Something just hit me and it was kind of sea life-esque. As it turns out, the insides of this one really smelled like fish food. Right, does this not smell like a literal fish? Smell that.
Oh God, oh, that's very kelpy, what?
So I'm hoping that that doesn't come through in our final Franken. Yeah, it kind of turned into the Monterey Bay Aquarium over here. Like, this suddenly is like a kelp forest. But thankfully, we had 2 final soaps to cover it up. French lavender and coconut milk and ube. Maybe let's try and beat it into submission with the yams.
Release the yams.
Release the yams! And after burying the kelp as best we could and fishing out any last skins, just some chips, just some fish and chips, we had shredded our way through every single soap. All right, I think we're done. Boom, grated. And so then it was time to figure out how to melt our gallons of shreds together. Look at all them toenails. Imagine how many toes we would have to clip to get that many nails. Like 10,000 toenails.
Yeah, oh yeah. I think it's interesting that your Instagram audience thinks that we have thousands of toes that are disposable at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's just more toes than you would think.
Yeah.
You know, like I probably have some toes at my disposal, but not this many. Okay, so now we're on to the melting. Now, based on what I know about these whole food soaps, and from what our friend Katie at Royalty Soaps told us, they were mostly either cold or hot process soaps, which meant that no matter what we did, they were not gonna melt down to a true liquid. Apparently our Lush soaps from last time were actually mostly melt and pour soaps, and when we tried to liquefy our whole food soaps the same way we did with our Lush soaps, things went bad. Very bad. We did not even get close to a liquid texture.
It was a disaster.
It was a disaster.
Yeah.
So traditional rebatching was gonna have to be the name of the game here. And we decided to use this technique from Ellie's Everyday Soap Making to hopefully help us produce a Franken soap paste, like so. And for that design element that we had mentioned earlier, we decided to try and rebatch our soaps into different colored stripes or layers, which could be a bit of a headache since rebatch soap is notoriously kind of hard to work with, but we were gonna try. And so what we're gonna do is turn our 9 color categories into like 5 color families that we can rebatch together and make our stripes. And we're gonna do that inside of these crock pots. And first up was the red and pink soaps and the yellow and orange soaps. Ah! Oh my god, the avalanche. Which together would become our warm stripe. Oh my word, is this gonna fit? Because that's full. And because of the sheer volume of soap that we had produced.
That's one?
That's one category.
We have one more coming in?
Oh no. We were gonna have to pre-mix our shreds in a different container before being transferred back into our crock pots for rebatching. Oh my god. Oh my god. And after trying this strange catering tray we randomly found in our office, you approach the buffet. You are presented with this. WYD. Which still couldn't fit all of our shreds. Oh my god. Fuck.
All right, I think it's time for Bertha.
You named her? We thankfully found this giant thing.
Hell yeah.
Which I think we originally bought for Franken candling. I think this is bigger.
This is unhinged.
Was it hinged before? But for now, was gonna serve as our enormous salad bowl in which we were going to toss our soap salad. Ooh, it's really smelling like a marzipan right now.
It looks like you're making like a giant paella.
Oh, it kind of does. And once it was all mixed, we could dole out our flakes into one crock pot, with the rest saved in a separate crock pot for bonus melting later. Me and Bertha are getting intimate. After the warms, our next stripe was the medium beiges. Whoa, what on earth? Which was such a voluminous shredding category that we gave them their own stripe. It is like grassy toothpaste in there right now. Then we had the deep stripe, which was a combination of our black and gray and our brown soaps. Oh my god, it smells like barbecue chips. Which of course included the reappearance of our pine tar soap, which for all our sakes, I attempted to bury underneath the other soaps. Oh. This kind of smells good right now. Cinnamon, honey, just a hint of smoke, maybe like a barbecue cookie. Then we had the light stripe, which contained our off-white and white soap categories. Oh my god, actually it's huge. Uh-oh, mayday. Which was a crap ton of flakes together, since I think it represents over 33 bars of soap.
Ooh. That smells so good. It's like mint, floral, lavender.
Yeah.
Peppermint.
And then finally, the top stripe of our Franken soap, the cool stripe. I completely forgot about the kelp, which contained our greens, purples, and blues, as well as all that damn kelp. Help. It's kelp. Which we were also gonna try and bury as best we could. Oh, I'm getting a hopeful smell of cucumber coming through, potentially. Is the cucumber winning? But only time would tell. And once we had our crock pots all filled, we could start cooking. It's just me and my crock pots hanging out.
What have you done?
I don't know, I bought a lot of crock pots.
Now, the rebatching process here entails very slowly warming up your soaps, literally slow cooking them, to encourage them to become soft and mushy.
The mediums are steaming up the place.
Yeah, really. That's like the car in Titanic.
And also constantly rehydrating and mixing them so they'll melt together rather than singeing, burning, or just refusing to do anything at all.
You must be slow and steady, and at that perfect moment, strike.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And I spent about an hour patrolling up and down my line of crock pots, spritzing and spatulaing.
You see?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's starting to mash.
we're getting it. We're getting it.
Until they reach that desired chili texture.
Chunky stew, it's coming, I see it. Yes. Yes. Yes.
And then once they got about as melted as they were gonna get, I did a little bit of stick blending to try and get it as smooth and uniform as possible.
The color is converging to bean dip, right?
Nice Costco bean dip.
Hopefully not too much as to suds the soap, but hopefully enough to annihilate any chunks.
You sound like a very nervous jet ski.
Just a little bit of jet ski. Just a tad of jet ski.
And then it seemed we were ready to pour our soap into our loaf molds.
All right, shall we?
Yeah.
Ready? I'm coming.
Yeah, go.
And when I said pour, I really meant dollop, as it was still pretty viscous.
Cool.
That looks great.
Coming with another one?
That looks beautiful. Oh, it's super orange.
Though I was able to mostly flatten out our soap by smacking our mold against the counter.
Oh, yes. All right, good. Little delicate slam.
Which I've seen people do in other soap tutorials before, though I'm not sure if they usually smack it quite so hard. But our soap was pretty chunky.
Get to the corners. Oh, hell yeah.
And then I tried to give each layer a second to settle,
Let's grab this crock pot, baby. Help, I've crocked and I can't get up.
but didn't want to wait too long between pouring our different stripes.
I'm ready for cheese.
You're ready for cheese? Are you sure?
Go.
Because the cheese is ready for you!
As we wanted the heat from the soaps to help the layers bind together. As I said earlier, I've never seen a striped rebatch soap before, so I couldn't say for sure if this was gonna work or not.
On a happier note, although I do smell some pine tar, I do also smell some other things.
It's not a complete eclipse of the nostrils.
But after scooping and slamming through our different layers,
Yeah. That's filling the space, baby.
things seem to be going pretty okay so far.
You know what? It's a little less kelpy right now.
Nice.
Maybe the stick blending helped.
Sent back to the ocean.
We sent it back.
Yeah.
If it smells like kelp, I send it back.
Until finally, we had 4 molds full of what I thought could be a nice striped whole Franken bar.
I think she's pretty full. I think it looks good.
Yeah, me too.
But we had to wait to let the soap cool overnight to find out what was truly inside the molds.
All right. So it's been a couple of days. I've let the soap solidify overnight and then some. And I think we are now ready to chop it and see what we got. Hopefully a striped soap. Potentially a pile of stripes.
So after wrestling our first loaf out of the mold,
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh!
What was that noise?
it didn't immediately fall apart into different soap sheets, so that was a good sign.
It's so beautiful.
All right, let's see what treasures lie inside.
And after the first chop, it seemed like our stripes were looking pretty good.
Okay, those look like pretty decent layers.
Those are good stripes.
That looks like a cake.
The layers thankfully seem to be sticking together pretty well, though I do feel like if I really tried to pull them apart, I probably could.
I think they're about as fused as they possibly could be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But at this point, I felt safe enough that this was going to be our final Franken soap that I felt like it was time to dive into the breakdown of all of the scents and ingredients that we have in here.
I'm gonna drop some bars.
So of our total 109 original soaps, we were able to identify 242 individual scent notes.
There are so many soaps.
I know.
I'm creating a soap army.
Floral scents like lavender, rose, and jasmine, and citrusy scents like lemon, lemongrass, and bergamot tied for first place with 14% each. Although leafy and herby scents like tea, eucalyptus, and rosemary were close behind with about 13%. And a further 7% were just straight up mint.
I'm like the Emperor in Xi'an, except instead of thousands of terracotta soldiers, I'm just gonna be buried with millions of Franken soaps.
And then we had sweet scents and musky and woody scents at 10% each, and creamy scents at about 7% of all notes. Though it is interesting to note that about 12% of the 109 total soaps were just straight up unfragranced, so that could dilute our scent a bit.
Oh my god, that one's really sturdy. That's like a pyramid.
Yeah.
That's Soap the Rock Johnson. That's the sturdiest piece of soap I've ever seen.
Now, the skin benefiting ingredients were a bit more difficult to track.
Here she is.
Miss America. She's crowning. But after eliminating some common soap base ingredients like glycerins, general oils, and some colorants, it seems like the most popular ones are softening shea butter, cleansing salt/sea salt, anti-inflammatory vitamin E, toxin-absorbing charcoal, moisturizing and anti-aging hemp, I'm assuming thanks to Dr. Bronner, and of course, some soothing goat's milk and calming oats. Though goat's milk has about twice as many appearances as oats do. And those are just the most popular benefits. There are a lot more where those came from. I mean, listen, we might wash our hands with this and just end up with baby hands.
Exactly.
So this bar could be the one fancy bar to rule them all, provided I didn't cook those benefits right out of them. Detoxed, clarified, softened, I'm ready to become a child. Benjamin Button me, Whole Foods.
It's the fountain of youth, baby.
And now that we've made our bars, I think it's about time for the sniff of truth. What does this thing actually smell like? I'm deciding where I want to go. I don't know where I want to go yet. Which soap looks like the smelliest? So I grabbed one of these bars to sniff. But just to give my nose some backup, we also sent a couple bars out to some soap experts. Katie at Royalty Soaps and Anne-Marie from Brambleberry, both of whom helped us last time with our Franken-Lush bars.
Wow! Ooh! Well, this is adorable.
And they agreed to weigh in on the scent of our whole Franken bars as well. And right off the bat, it was not easy to nail down. First impression, a little salty, almost. I do smell a hint of mint. Yeah, I can almost smell 5 distinct scents. I think I was a little biased by knowing kind of which scents went into each stripe, but for me, besides some mint vibes all around, I think the cool stripe was the strongest scent, which did not smell too kelpy, but did smell kind of salty and greeny. It's like a savory, salty, olive oil, herby kind of smell. Olives at the beach. But for Katie, I think she picked up on the herbal, medicinal, and leafy vibe pretty strongly.
This smells clean, it smells fresh, and I would say it smells a little bit rustic. It reminds me of essential oils in a good way.
And though Anne-Marie lightly roasted me,
I'm getting some very kind of almost plasticky Play-Doh notes. Let's see.
I think she was kind of on the same page. If you think about it, Play-Doh is kind of salty.
A little bit of mint in there, a little bit of ozone streams, a little bit of alpine forest.
Excuse me, pine? Oh, alpine. Alpine is fine.
I'm imagining a lot of essential oils. Maybe that's why I'm getting so much mint.
Yes, on the topic of pine, if I really searched for it, I could smell the tiniest hint of our pine tar grandpa soap. Like when I really hone in on that one stripe, but not too much. It's actually playing pretty well with the other stripes. But some scents that were conspicuously absent were all of those citrus and floral notes, except maybe lavender, which can skew kind of herbal, though I did swear I could smell the ghost of a musky dried fruit somewhere near the orange stripe. Yeah, almost like a potpourri. Oh, that makes sense, right? But overall, I thought the scent was pretty good, and it seems like both of our experts liked our bars as well.
In my professional opinion, I think these soaps are the best ones that I have received thus far. They smell good, they look beautiful, amazing job.
Overall, nice job on the layers. And you know what? The scent? Not awful.
Which is a pretty high compliment from Anne-Marie, since last time when I sent her the Franken-Lush soaps, she said one of them smelled like baby puke. And then as a final test, I did have to wash my hands with one of our bars. And I have to say, it sudsed up pretty amazingly, and it felt so good on my hands. It was almost like smooth and silky and not drying at all. That's not just suds, okay? That is lather. I was kind of kidding when I said that this might be the one fancy soap to rule them all, but I think this bar is actually kind of good. And all in all, when I consider our original question, on a scale from goat's milk souffle to best soap ever, I think our final Franken bars came out a bit closer to the latter. Though I will say that their scents aren't quite as robust as I had originally hoped. I guess I failed to take into account how many soaps at Whole Foods prioritize benefits before scent rather than alongside it, but the out of this world's hand washing experience helps outweigh that. So overall, I think this experiment was a W. And honestly, my salad wasn't too bad either. Was it worth $17? Objectively, no, but I enjoyed it nonetheless.
Aren't you supposed to be laughing?
Woman, laughing with salad. And after all my chopping, and a secret extra day of melting and chopping the rest of our flakes, we ended up with 135 bars to give away to you guys. So if you're interested in winning some subtle, salty soap goodness, this week, I'm gonna be melting down jewelry from the thrift store and casting it into new jewelry. Did I make this video just so I could get a giant blowtorch in my hands? Maybe. So, as some of you might know, I have a penchant for melting things on this channel. Whether it be a pile of 600 lipsticks or scoopings from 120 different candles, it seems like whenever I get a flame in my hand, I go a little crazy.
We are losing Sap.
See our melting lipstick merch at fiendishbehavior.com. Sorry, I'm done. But safe to say, I've become something of a melting fiend.
Oh my god, that's a campfire. Do not. You're gonna ruin it.
And over the past year or so, the YouTube algorithm has decided to show me a lot of videos about metal casting, which is, to be super simplistic, when you melt metal into a liquid and then pour it into a mold or sand or whatever you want, basically, to create something new, often a custom piece of jewelry. And these visuals really scratched an itch for me. Look, fire, melt, good. So I decided that I had to try something like this for myself. And in the spirit of our Franken experiments, I thought it would be fun to go to different thrift shops nearby and pick up some jewelry, and maybe like a fork or something too, to melt down and repurpose into our own custom pieces. It's not really a Franken video, as I'm not gonna be attempting to melt every metal together into a Franken alloy, but we will be liquefying old jewelry and then rebirthing it into new jewelry, so I think it kinda counts.
All right, let's do it.
Now, I figured out pretty early on that I should probably try and find someone to supervise our experiment, because even though I've melted a lot of wax before, metal seems like a whole other ballpark. So we contacted local North Carolina metalsmiths and jewelry designers Sarah Tector and Sweejean Lee, who have a combined 50 years of metalsmithing experience between them and both teach jewelry making courses. So if anyone can turn me from metal noob into metal slightly less of a noob, hopefully it'd be them.
I have had 0 years of metalsmithing experience, but that's about to change.
And they agreed to help us out. So with our blowtorch senseis secured, we set out on a quest to a few local thrift stores to sift through their inventory.
You can't scare me, I'm a dad.
And pick up some metal pieces that caught our eye.
Can we melt down this graphing calculator?
Now, Sarah and Sweejean had instructed us to look just for anything that was sterling silver.
Imagine if this whole thing was silver and we could melt it down. Got it.
One store had the sterling silver in its own case, which made our job much easier.
A lot of these chains are good, you know? There's one chain there. That looks pretty good. This one as well.
But in some of the thrift stores, the sterling pieces were more mixed in with the general jewelry.
Some of the stuff down here could be. Like that one's 20 bucks. That one's $100. Oh, wow.
So we had to do some hunting.
That spoon's $20. I feel like a $20 spoon could be silver. What about these little dudes?
Checking to see if the pieces had 925 or sterling engraved on them.
Do you see, is that a 925? I can't even see with my own eyes. This really is like an extended eyesight test.
925 stands for 92.5% silver, which is what sterling is.
This one does say 925 actually. Right there.
And sometimes they like to write it really small.
No, this one says, oh, thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Not me with the magnifying glass.
Obviously, it is possible to melt different types of metals together.
Yeah, that says, I think Jose Mess. That's not right. That's gotta be a person, right? Yeah.
But just to keep everything simple for noob level casting, Sarah and Sweejean didn't want us to have to deal with multiple melting temperatures or any other issues that could come up.
Yeah, let's try that. Let's see what they say about stir.
I think stir sounds good.
Yeah.
And we wanted to have at least 5 grams of silver, so we had enough to do multiple casts in case I messed up.
Oh my God, I am on a roll.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is 925 as well.
That's what I'm talking about.
You are on a roll.
And it's chunky.
Okay, perfect. They're looking for some silver and they're on a roll. And
All right.
So we picked up a couple of plain bracelets, rings, and necklaces.
There's this one, the choker here.
Solid chunk.
That looks pretty good.
As well as some charms that seemed like they might melt dramatically.
There's this one with the turtle, and then this one's kind of interesting. Has a diver on it. Oh, Tyler, this too. Look at this little horse. Horse girl energy.
And though we didn't have a lot of luck with utensils across the board,
Stainless steel. It says right there.
we did find what looks like a candlestick holder of some kind.
Oh, wow.
As well as the handle of this table knife.
And that's about it.
We can go with these guys. This is perfect.
It's awesome, actually.
Yeah, this is awesome.
And with our haul in hand,
That was so clangy.
it was time to get to melting.
Bye, thank you. I feel like I should like sling this over my shoulder. It's my loot. Let's roll out. So it's a while to the door. Let's go.
Now, for our actual casting day, we met up with Sarah and Sweejean at the NC State Craft Center, who had agreed to let us come by and use their metalsmithing workshop and their impressive blowtorches.
So can I show you guys the silver pieces that I brought?
Yeah, let's look at what you got.
That we found at the thrift store.
And they wanted to inspect all of our pieces before melting to make sure they were legit.
So we have a fair amount of jewelry pieces. We did find one table knife where like I think the butt part is supposed to be sterling. And then also a candlestick holder.
Because not everything that glitters is silver, even if it says it's silver.
Well, the weighted base, sadly, we might not be able to use.
Weighted, got it.
Yeah, because there can be like pot or mystery metal in there.
Mystery metal, like Spam, but for metal.
Yeah. But we have the bonus of this piece comes off on top, so we can actually melt this down.
Some of the pieces that looked suspiciously shiny or untarnished, they were concerned could be coated with rhodium.
And this one is questionable too because of the weight.
Some of them felt suspiciously light.
If you compare it to something that is almost the same size like this one.
Oh yeah.
But look at that one.
And feel
This
the
one-
difference?
This one is for sure sterling, but look at that one.
And some of the pieces were just too complex to use, as we didn't want to take the time to remove the stones from some of them or separate the table knife from its butt.
We're saying no to these guys because they look sus. This one also is too light. This one, no. This, probably not, unless we want to use the glass beads.
But we still had plenty of pieces that passed the vibe check.
Soccer.
We're okay with the soccer, sun,
Okay, good.
but the trolley's too shiny.
That's a no for me, dog.
Turtle's all good.
Yeah, get the turtle in there.
So we'll take our pieces here, and now we're gonna come over here and prep.
And for our prep, we needed to cut our silver into manageable pieces.
Nice good squeeze.
All right, ready, Ty?
Smack it.
Muscle through.
Just so nothing would stick out of our crucible while we were flaming it.
You got it.
Okay.
I just needed a little wiggle help.
Yeah, I did that.
You're not gonna be smiling for long, son.
What you smiling about, son? Farewell, soccer ball.
Oh.
We hardly knew ye.
And we chose a variety of tools from the Craft Center's Wall of Horrors.
Which one shall we choose?
Yeah, this is not the room you run to for safety to hide from the evil guy.
What's that thing with the disc? It's like a bone saw.
That's
Actually, it's for measuring metal.
Oh.
So this is a very safe thing. The most safe on the wall.
To snip, hack, and saw.
There you go. Nice long even strokes.
I think I'm getting the hang of it.
Until we had enough silver for several rounds of melting.
Ta-da! There you go. Oops. There's a chunk.
You're ready to add it to your cup?
Yay! A chunk.
So what we have here is enough for sure for our first big water cast pour.
Oh, really?
Well, we
Yeah.
went ham, didn't we?
And we were then ready to prep our crucible for the flames.
All right, blowtorch time.
Now, I've already said the word crucible a couple of times, but basically it just means a container in which other substances can be subjected to very high temperatures, usually to melt.
So what we need to do is heat our crucible and season it.
And what you want to do is blast it with the blowtorch for a while before putting the metals in.
Oh! This is pulling out the big guns.
Oh my god.
That torch is on fire.
Because the crucible heats up slow, but cools down fast.
All right, so I'm using a torch. It goes in your non-dominant hand.
Great.
Big dumb circles, precision.
And then to season it, you coat it with flux powder.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that bright orange glow like that, that's your flux.
Whoa.
Now, flux can come in a few different forms, but in general, it's basically supposed to clean and purify your metals before melting.
It does legitimately look like calcifer right now.
She likes my stuff.
And in this case, it also helps the metals not stick to the crucible.
You know what? We're ready for our first pour.
All right.
So Sarah was gonna do a first, demonstration pour.
So get ready in 1, 2, 3.
Featuring our soccer ball, turtle, and sun.
Awesome.
Oh, whoa.
Now those are some unlucky charms.
Just so I had some idea of what was going on before the torch was passed to me.
Whoa, it's red hot.
See how it looks a little dirty to the side? That's some of the tarnish and things burning off.
Oh.
And for our experiment, we were going to be doing what Sarah calls rustic casting, which means that rather than using a specific mold to cast our metal into, we were going to be pouring it into like everyday objects.
Oh my god, it looks crazy.
Okay, all bubbly and hot.
Ah! It looks like a red egg.
Like ice, peas, or spaghetti, and seeing what kind of cool shapes we could get with that.
So I'm just kind of moving it around because I want to make sure it's getting nice and melted.
And this is both good for first-timers and also cool because you get a unique piece every time.
Sun gone, turtle gone,
But
soccer ball.
that soccer ball is still fighting hard. I can feel him rattling around in there.
And the first thing we were gonna pour into was a bucket of water.
Heat all the way to the edge and one quick turn.
Whoa. Oh, I see it.
We got a really nice little goodie here.
Cool.
So to me, these all kind of looked like decaying flowers.
Yeah, I see that actually.
And these little guys are perfect for use as pendants and on rings. And once we had a bunch, we could decide for ourselves what we wanted to do with them.
Okay, it's your turn, lady.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah. Horsey is getting ready to go to Hot Liquid Town.
Welcome to hell.
All right.
All right.
Okay. My turn. How do I do it?
Yeah. Okay.
I've forgotten everything immediately.
That's okay. So first things first, if you're using a torch, we got to turn the gas on. Click in.
Woo.
There you go.
Oh, all right. We're on.
We need to open it up a little bit bigger.
A little bit more.
There you go.
That looks good?
Yep. That looks good. Okay. Torch in your left hand.
Torch in my left hand, crucible in my right hand.
Crucible in your right.
Now, while Sarah made this whole process seem pretty easy, the blowtorch felt a bit heavier in my hand than it had seemed in hers.
You're gonna hold the crucible steady and move the torch.
Okay.
So you'll come underneath,
and
then you'll bring it out and over and down inside.
Both metaphorically,
I think that my left hand is not prepared for this.
And also literally, as it's pretty taxing to do all those little circles.
Okay, I'm gonna grab the metal.
Is it time for metal?
It is time to put some metal in.
Oh!
As well as to keep your arms up for like 10 minutes straight.
Okay, so you're gonna tilt over here.
Whoa, it's like red hot.
There you go.
All right, and then back.
Now we're coming back.
But regardless, I blasted the metals until they slowly turned more and more liquid.
The hindquarters of the horse still hanging on by a thread.
Well, I think it's a little thicker.
Yes.
Right?
Got some hefty quarters.
Yeah.
To the point where they melted down into a ball that you could swirl around in the crucible pretty smoothly.
She's getting down the good wrist jiggle there.
Most dangerous shake weight ever?
How's your arm, sweetie?
It's okay for now.
I mean, she had her power breakfast of high octane coffee, so we're feeling pretty good.
Coffee in a can. Breakfast of champions.
I think we're ready to pour.
Ready to pour?
And then Sarah instructed me to pour straight down into the bucket.
You have to heat the path that it's coming out.
Like this, ready?
Yep, ready?
Just pour.
1, 2, 3.
Oh!
Woo! Something happened, I think.
I saw a little flaming something.
You saw a little flaming ball?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Ooh.
Oh, I like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, it looks like a little crown.
My hands are like literally shaking from holding those things for so long.
It's a little bit more weight than people expect it's gonna be.
So with one pour under my belt, though my arms were pretty tired,
if you're ready, let's just go ahead and jump into the next one. Yeah, we've got a warm crucible now.
Let's do it.
We decided to go straight into round 2.
Having fun?
Yeah. This is crazy.
And this time, we were going to be melting the top of the candlestick holder.
But because it's kind of thin, I can feel how thin I could actually crush this in my hand if I wanted. We're beefing it up with some other chunky pieces. We're going for a big pour this time.
Big pour.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh my God, that was
torch on. Sorry.
Lit it like a pro. 1, 2, 3,
and the big guy.
And it looked sort of comically large in the crucible.
Look at him just sitting there, all smug. It looks like a giant Monopoly thimble.
Oh yeah.
Or a hat.
Kind of looks like a metal nipple.
It does.
Or a nipple. Either or.
We're freeing the nipple here.
Or rather, burning it to a crisp.
I mean, a light singeing.
Oh! Did you see that?
Yeah.
So my task here was to really smack it with the flames until it crumbled completely.
Oh my god!
Yep. Now that I've got a hole that I can go into here.
And it imploded kind of dramatically.
So we're gonna just concentrate straight on, melt that
Ty,
bad boy down.
It's happening.
I'm looking right at it, Saf.
Okay, it happened.
My God. I think this is a good time for us to announce that our merch is fireproof.
Well, I hope so.
Tyler was lying. Our merch is not fireproof. Please do not test that at home.
You gonna flip it?
Yeah, I'm gonna flip it over.
Oh.
Just give that side a little bit of time.
It's like a demon pancake.
And pretty quickly,
Couple more jiggles.
Okay, let it sit. We're ready to pour.
We're ready to pour.
All right, let me get in the spot.
Go time. So ready? We're gonna go 1, 2, 3.
Did that work?
Yep, we're good.
Woo!
Oh my God. Whoa. You got some good stuff in there.
so having made a few decaying flower water casts to choose from,
There's one piece. That one's cool.
we were gonna do just one more experiment with the bucket of water before moving on to another casting method. Now, if you guys remember this larger necklace,
The wishbone looking thing?
Sarah and Sweetjean had proposed that we cut it in half and then straighten out each side.
Oh, just like with my hands.
Yeah, just straighten out a little. Your hands are always gonna be your most used tool in your studio.
And after we had applied some liquid flux,
Oh, it's flux. I was like, what is this blue liquid?
Yes.
Gatorade?
Looks like it, but don't drink it.
our big idea here
Well, sparky spark.
A little sparky spark.
was that we would apply the torch straight to the bottom of each side.
Now, you're gonna have this straight up and down. Not pinch and release, we'll grab the next one. And then this comes right into the flame.
And have heat and gravity drop little balls of molten silver into the water.
And you'll keep moving the torch with it as it travels, and when it gets hot enough, it drops off.
Creating little tiny discs and dollops that could be suitable for stud earrings.
Whoa, the sound is
know.
crazy. It sounds like a video game.
They're just small and tiny and weird.
And we went until we had about 20 little dudes to work with.
They look like ancient coins.
Little baby splats.
A doubloon.
Yeah, vague doubloon vibes, I agree.
And then it was time to move on to the peas.
All right, so now we're gonna try that same thing, but we're gonna pour into frozen peas.
Now, of all of the other options that Sarah had proposed for the rustic casting, like ice or pasta, I thought that the peas seemed to leave the most interesting shape, as they're pretty small and round, so the pieces end up almost kind of coral reefy.
All right.
Ring a ding ding.
And we were gonna try our first pea pour with a bunch of these rings that we had found.
All right, we're gonna burn these rings to a crisp. Are we literally forging the one ring right now?
Yes, we are.
The one ring to rule them all.
Then at NC State, bind them.
NC State is Mordor confirmed?
Fun fact, the Ring of Power was made at NC State University.
I like how we're calling NC State Mordor and they like nicely let us film here.
Dude, that's some serious swagger though.
And with a few pours under my belt,
Oh yeah, we got some melty melt. It's melty melt Wahlberg.
I was starting to feel a bit more confident handling the torch.
It does look green, doesn't it? The flame is green in preparation for the peas.
Though the pouring for this round was a little more nerve-wracking, since you kind of had to aim a bit more.
You're gonna go for just a dead center pour, and you can do like a short line in this area if you want.
All right, let's see if I can actually have that precision. Can you give me a countdown?
3, 2, 1.
I don't know what I just did.
My pour was kind of wild, which meant that the silver ended up a bit thinner than we had wanted.
It's okay. You got some good, so we're gonna pull out.
Okay, that looks cool though.
I think it's good. Yeah.
And then Ty, look at what else I made. Some slightly burnt peas.
But overall, I was pretty happy with the gems we had excavated from my first pea excursion.
There's little other nuggets of fun in here too.
Nuggets of fun and peas.
I just wanted one more shot at it, just so I could try and get the pour right.
I'm ready for peas. I'm ready for the peas. That's the remix to the cheese song.
For this pour, we had taken a bunch of our cut-up bracelet bits.
That's a little sizzle-tastic.
It is sizzly. Oh, whoa.
But after a bunch of blasting, there were some pieces in there that were just not melting.
What is that? Oh my, What is that?
which led us to believe that there may have been some mystery metal in there.
I'm gonna say we're not sure if all of that was fully plated or fully sterling.
So Sarah fished them out, and we added a couple of extra pieces back into the crucible.
Ready? Yep. 1, 2, 3.
To make up the volume. And after melting all of that down,
All right, there you go.
Going.
Awesome.
I think I did a bit better with a controlled straight line pour.
Oh my god. Just started blasting the peas.
Yep.
Woo!
And we ended up with a couple more solid pieces.
You got a really pretty cool one.
Whoa! That's a long one. That encapsulated that pea.
And with those bits extracted,
Get that pea out of there. Get out of here. Oh,
There you go.
bye! We were done casting and had a lot of different shapes to choose from to make our final jewelry.
Ooh. Water dudes. Those look good.
So in picking the pieces we wanted to work with, we just wanted to make sure they weren't too thin or didn't have any thin tendrils, so they wouldn't be prone to breaking when worn.
So what I do with I like to call like the wiggle safety test.
So we picked a couple of the small water cast drops for earrings,
For some reason, I think these are cool together.
a large water cast and a small water cast to pair together somehow,
so they'll kind of like have the same vibe, the same flower vibe.
and two of the bigger pea cast pieces.
I really like this one and this one.
You can do a pendant with that one.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be
We could do a really cool pendant.
And once we had our shapes chosen, it was time to actually put them together. Starting with these two water cast pieces, which we were gonna put on opposite ends of an open ring,
There you go.
Boom.
All right.
similar to this one that Sarah made in the past.
A ring. Maybe.
And once we had measured out enough wire, we grabbed a Dremel.
You can rest your arms on these too if you want.
Okay, all right. Here we go. It's like a birthing chair. Just look at all these things to hold
Birthing
on
a
to.
new piece of jewelry.
So we could smooth down any sharp edges on our water casts.
There you go.
And I just kind of like lightly file kind of the whole side.
Exactly.
Before returning to our torching station to fuse.
Why do I feel like I'm not prepared for this?
Probably aren't.
Which basically entails pinning our pieces into place and soldering them.
So I'm just gonna put the solder where I want to join the both of the pieces.
Now, solder is basically a little bit of metal that has a low melting temperature
Like this kind of?
Yeah. Go a little bit down and slower.
that you can melt between two other metal pieces to fuse them together.
You move up.
Woo.
That's it.
Off.
Off.
Done. Done?
Done.
Done.
And once the pieces were all attached,
Whoa.
we dunked our ring in an acid bath.
Now it's gonna cook for about 10 minutes.
Cook. Okay.
Set it and forget it.
Which will get rid of any oxidation or burnt flux,
Is there anything I should know before I do this?
Just don't burn yourself.
Okay. Fair enough.
and give it that nice, shiny silver white color.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, sick.
Look at that gorgeous ring.
It is great.
You made it, Safiya.
It's cool. Now we decided to turn both of our pea pours into pendants for necklaces.
P is for pendant.
This one we were just gonna do hanging loosely in the middle of a chain.
Dude, I think it's really pretty.
Yeah?
Yeah, it looks like the best version of like those shark tooth necklaces I used to get.
You're telling me it looks like a puka?
No, it's
So all we really needed to do was to solder these two jump rings shut.
All right.
Done?
Yeah, done.
Done. Whew, done.
So it was fully attached to the chain.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That was kind of crazy.
And that's how Regina George died.
And for our second pea pour pendant,
Is your hand very shaky?
I don't think so. Hopefully not.
we decided to solder a ring directly onto it.
Oh, that looks good. Oh yeah!
It's done.
Oh yeah, we crisped that.
To make it more of a fixed position pendant.
That thing looks amazing.
Very PE.
Now, our little water cast drops proved to be kind of tricky,
So see how little it is?
Yeah, it's a baby.
just because they were so small that knowing when the bits of solder were melted and then effectively aiming at them with the earring posts was near impossible.
Okay, I think I made it.
But between me and Sweejean, and mostly Sweejean, we figured it out eventually.
Oh, hell yes.
Oh!
Did it work?
I think it worked.
No, it's down.
Great. You're down. Well, that was a surprise. That took me longer than I'd like to admit.
Dude, it was hard.
And then with everything soldered and through the acid bath,
bada bing, bada boom.
We used this brass buffing brush to polish everything up and get rid of that matte look caused by the acid bath.
Oh my, whoa. Oh, it's like a makeover.
I decided to only partially polish some of the pieces.
Oh, whoa.
It's kind of cool in a way to like just do the things that protrude.
Because I liked the kind of textured look it gave them.
Unfrosted tips, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
The anti-frosted tip.
The reverse Fieri.
Literally the reverse Fieri.
Yeah.
And eventually, we had our finished jewelry.
Ty, look at the difference.
From when we cast it to the finish.
So that was our adventure, melting down silver from the thrift store and turning it into new jewelry.
Now, overall, I had a great time doing this.
I think that your arm has gotten a very thorough workout.
That be true.
Sarah and Sui Jin, are you guys like the world's greatest arm wrestlers?
You want to try?
Even though I think there were a few more steps than I had anticipated, particularly with the prepping and finishing steps. It isn't exactly as simple as just melt and wear. But in the end, I was really happy with the pieces we ended up with.
No, I love it. I would definitely wear it in a heartbeat. It's gorgeous.
And here are some modeling shots of me wearing both of our pairs of earrings, our frozen pea necklace number 1, our frozen pea necklace number 2, and our water cast ring. And now that I have a little bit of Big Mama blowtorch experience under my belt, I am definitely interested in doing more metalsmithing.
All right, ready guys? Melting every piece of jewelry from Tiffany's together.
Just a casual $8 million video, it's fine.
No big deal.
Maybe next time we can make our own mold to cast into and make like some bat pendants or something. And Sarah and Sweejin did say they would be okay with us coming back to make more jewelry.
And you can come back and finish all this one day. Make a whole collection.
Limited edition collection.
Exactly.
Let's get that on record. You guys are okay with us coming back? Okay, so we'll see you soon.
They'll probably regret saying that.
Have you ever seen 160 Yankee candles in one room? And how fast do you think a blowtorch could melt them?
Oh, Lord, no, I haven't.
This week, I'm going to be melting one of every Halloween candy together into a single Franken candy bar. No, this is not a trick, but it might not be a treat either. I guess we'll find out.
Halloween, a truly magical time of year. There's costumes and decorations and candy. It might seem a little obvious given my year-round funereal wardrobe, but I'm a bit of a Halloween fanatic, having been raised on a steady diet of Halloween Town Disney Channel original movies and Twilight books, and having now grown into a 5'9" literal bat. Halloween is my Super Bowl, to the point of making my husband Tyler dress up in elaborate couples costumes with me every year. And I always loved trick-or-treating, even though growing up in Chicago, it usually meant wearing an entire outfit underneath your costume to prevent hypothermia. And even after retiring from trick-or-treating myself, I have a little brother, and my parents' house was on a decently prime trick-or-treating street, so I always got Halloween candy one way or another. But in my adult life, I have never lived in a trick-or-treating hotspot. In apartment buildings, there's no chance. For a while, we lived in a townhouse thingy, and though I did buy some candy, no trick-or-treaters came. The one year we lived in that house that did weirdly look like Jenna Marbles' house, we would have gotten trick-or-treaters, except it was 2020. So now, I feel a void in my life. It's Halloween, but where is the candy? It's been years since my lips tasted the sweet nectar of a Three Musketeers, or rested upon the ridges of a candy corn, and a Baby Ruth? Forget about it. And from this void spawned a horrible, terrible, no good, very bad idea. What if I, somehow, was able to combine every Halloween candy together into a single Franken candy? The one candy to rule them all, and in the darkness, satiate my desire for an entire bucket of Halloween candy in just one bite. Well, my dear friends, that is what we have gathered here today to do. All right, let's go.
Okay, so we are outside of Walmart right now, and I'm gonna go in there and buy every Halloween candy I can find. Let's go.
So obviously first up on our quest here was shopping time, and we decided to stop at Walmart first. Though obviously a pitfall of going Halloween candy shopping was that the Halloween decor was also out in force.
Cute pumpkins, wait, nope, not now.
Spooky tchotchkes are truly my shit.
Oh, there are tiny trick-or-treat buckets. Oh, look at these. Look at Please!
But the video isn't called Melting Every Halloween Decoration Together, so I needed to focus.
Can I have them? I promise I won't melt them into the candy. Microplastics, yum.
Do you have to promise that?
I promise microplastics.
And quickly found myself in the nearby candy aisle.
All right, here we are, the Halloween candy. The mother load.
Now, obviously part of the problem with this experiment is that there isn't one comprehensive list of every Halloween candy out there, but we thought that seeing what big box stores were selling as trick-or-treating candy would be a good place to start.
Oh, we've got some Reese's. Oh yeah. Tyler, look at that one in the middle. The Franken Cup.
And Walmart had a crap ton of different variety packs that contained some Halloween classics.
Ooh, peanut lovers. I'm a nut lover.
Amongst the staples, there were also some, in my opinion, very interesting, almost niche variety packs, like the white chocolate grab bag.
I didn't know there was enough white chocolate to warrant its own bag.
There's only 3.
Okay.
As well as some variety packs I was less excited about, like this Child's Play one, which was very centered around different variations on the Tootsie Roll.
Tootsie Pops, fine, if we must.
Put the owls on it, though. They got the owl, Saf.
Yeah, screw him, okay? I'm over him.
I will probably say it a few times in this video, but I'm a bit of a Tootsie hater.
This is a hot take video.
Now, there were some repeat candies across different bags, so we didn't grab every single one.
I think I have all these. Do I have a Rolo yet?
But if it was in a bag, we picked it up and added it to our list.
Dude, we're gonna be the best house on the block. Except we aren't a house, or a YouTube channel operating out of an apartment.
Best apartment in the hallway, come on.
Now, in the rest of the Halloween section, there were a few straggler candies that hadn't made it into the variety packs.
Ooh, look at this.
Like autumnal Werthers, candy corn, of course, pumpkin-shaped York peppermint patties.
That's cute. That's novel.
Generally, we decided to avoid the non-individually wrapped, non-trick-or-treating candies, like these Cadbury eggs or Pez.
Yeah, okay, no.
You can't just dispense Pez into Halloween bags.
Come here, child. Let me dispense a Pez into your mouth.
But if it was a specific Halloween variation on a popular candy, we grabbed it, like Orange Junior Mints and Ghost Dots, along with a couple more candies that people in our office felt really strongly should be included. And after filling up our cart to the brim,
now excuse me while I go ponder the fog machine. Just looking.
I did do a quick decor sweep.
Oh, spooky jug?
Oh my god.
How could you say no to that face?
Yes, I did get the fog machine and the jug and some creepy fabric. And then it was time to check out.
We entered with 1 cart and we're exiting with 2.
And head to our next stop, Target.
Things got a little out of hand.
Now, our trip to Target was mostly a double check, as after scoping out their Halloween section, it seemed that they actually had a lot of the same variety packs that Walmart did.
Yeah, like I'm looking, we already have most of that, for sure. If not all of it.
But there were a couple of specialty items that Target had that we wanted, like gummy vampire fangs and a couple of odd alternative gummy variety packs like these gummy dill pickles and Oscar Mayer wieners. We were also, again, as fate would have it, dangerously close to the decor.
Oh, the bat spatula?
The Bachelor?
The Bachelor?
It's the Golden Bachelor.
Like the Bachelor. Bachelor Nation, checking in.
And once we had gotten pretty much every candy we could find, I embraced my toxic urge to buy a lot of Halloween decorations that we did not need at all.
Now walk away for 1 second. You have this?
I want it.
Yes, I did get the stoplight. And with our giant haul acquired, it was time to head home and do some inventory.
Did we buy candy here? Maybe not.
Okay, so once returning from our shopping spree, we combed through our 78 different bags of candy and filtered out one of every individual sweet. Don't worry, although yes, we did end up with a lot of extra candy, anything that isn't used in this experiment will be given to team members and friends. No one in our vicinity will be buying their own Halloween candy this year. And after some serious sorting, we ended up with 233 different individual candies, which might not be every Halloween candy on the planet, but it is a lot of them.
Ready? Aim, fire! Ooh, oh, that's a nice pile, people.
So I guess the next question is, what's our plan here? Obviously, a lot of these candies have different textures and compositions, so I figured melting them all together into one blob would just produce an impossible-to-eat boulder of candy nonsense. We considered doing like a candy bark, like making a chocolate layer, and then maybe suspending gummy pieces throughout and drizzling hard candy on top. But I think my favorite idea, and arguably the most difficult one, was to try and make a layered Franken candy bar, with each each layer being a different candy type sub-Franken. So we're gonna sort our candies into 5 different categories to melt together separately. Hard candies, chocolate and chocolate-based candy bars, caramels, Tootsie Rolls, and chewy. Those are our categories. What's your favorite flavor? Chewy is my favorite flavor.
It's actually my mom's favorite flavor.
That's actually what Tyler's mom says. The only thing that we decidedly couldn't figure out how to incorporate was the gum. It is a thing you get on Halloween for sure, but based on some preliminary testing, it does not mix with the other candies well. So we had to cut it, along with a couple other excessively chewy candies. Farewell, goodbye, Nerds Gummy Clusters, and bubblegum. And with that plan in mind, it was time to dive in. All right, so first up is our hard candy category, and we have 77 of these bad boys. There are a lot of lollipops in here. Yeah, this is our lollipop brigade, lollipop guild situation. Now, our process here was basically just to unwrap our candies and then melt them, which meant that my first task here was just to shuck, with the only caveat being that I had to make sure the lollipops were placed sticks up so I could pluck the sticks out as the candies started to melt. No! Once there's more candy in here, I feel like it'll work better. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
And notably in this category, there were a lot of variations on the same products. For example, there were 16 different dum-dums, which meant that there was a wide variety of different flavors, from root beer to orange to mystery, though the most popular ones across the board were apple, watermelon, blue raspberry, and cherry. And besides our large number of lollipops,
This would be a very grisly and weird setup for like a Final Destination death.
you'll be slowly lowered upon a bunch of lollipop sticks. There were also a fair amount of lozenges, I guess you would call them, with 4 lifesavers. Ironically, as a child, I almost choked to death on a lifesaver. So
That is ironic, actually.
yeah, my uncle Heimlicked me, and then the lifesaver shot across the room.
You've been Heimlich before?
I was Heimlicked.
Wow, shit.
I was Heimlicked.
That's a big deal, man.
As well as a couple of everlasting gobstoppers, a lemon head, and of course, 11 Jolly Ranchers. And I feel like the question was raised, like, what is a Jolly Rancher, right? Like why is it called Jolly Rancher?
Do they mean like, is it literal?
A happy cowboy.
Yeah. Is that where it's...
I am a cowboy and I'm happy. I am a Jolly Rancher. 10 of our hard candies were also sour, giving this category a bit of a tangy edge, like with these extreme sour warheads, which to this day I still find intimidating. I mean, if you could eat a warhead, you were pretty hardcore.
I mean, it sort of established social hierarchies in 3rd grade.
It's like a flaming hot Cheeto. Yeah.
It's worth a lot of social capital.
There were also a couple of hard candies that had stuff inside of them. We decided to just let the blow pops roll because they seemed to be more pop than blow, but we were concerned about the large amount of Tootsie inside the Tootsie Pops, so we attempted to hammer the Tootsie out. How many smacks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? Ready?
Yeah. Oh!
Okay, maybe more than one. Ah! 2.5! Suck it, owl.
Am I the owl?
Suck it, owl. And we also didn't want the plastic from these ring pops to melt when we put the hard candies in the pan.
Oh!
That's what we're looking for, right?
That's what I'm talking about.
So we hammered them off as well. And with all our candies in, it was time to transfer them into our pan. So I guess I didn't have to arrange my candies in this Pyrex at all. Oh well. It looks cute! And then it was time to turn up the heat. And after a little bit, start plucking the lollipop sticks out as they started to get loose. All right, ready? Now that's awesome. And this part was great. I loved this. Oh, here we go. Big stick coming out. Bye. I had never before considered melting lollipops, but in some ways they are more satisfying than melting lipsticks.
This reminds me of when Charlie Day said, "What's your hobby? Magnets?"
What's your hobby? Melting? Yeah, melting is my hobby, actually.
Yeah, it is your hobby.
Like, it literally is. And after plucking out our last few stubborn sticks, it was just a few flicks of the spatula until our concoction was all mixed. The smell is interesting, but not bad. The color is quite gray. Has it regressed to molasses?
This is high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, that's what this is. We've distilled the high fructose corn syrup. Next up, we had to dole our candy out into our silicone mold, which we didn't really have an official method for besides just dollop in a few tendrils before it hardens. Looks crazy, but we're gonna go with it. Let's go! Obviously, this layer is pretty thin, which I did on purpose so we could still bite into our bar without breaking our teeth.
It's like a glaze. It's like a high fructose glaze.
Though that does mean that our candy bar will not be a perfectly proportional Franken, but hard candy will be present.
Looking nice and coated. That's a layer.
It might not look like much now, but I have faith. And after a quick taste test, oh, I honestly thought it tasted kind of good. Initially, I taste watermelon and apple. Actually, not too bad.
It looks awful. It looks gray. It looks diseased, zombie-ish, Halloween-y, but tastes pretty good. I shouldn't break a tooth now. I should wait till later, right?
And with our Franken hard candy made, it was on to our next category.
Let's do it.
All right, so now we're on to our chewy candy layer, which has a lot of stuff. We've got the crawlers, the rings, the teeth, the kids. We've got them all.
Now, because we weren't totally sure how to melt all of these candies together in a way that would retain their chewy texture, we decided rather to chop them, blend them, and then mush them together into a sort of paste. Sophisticated stuff, I know. And my first step here was basically to prep the candies for the blender.
All right, let's see, can I cut the airhead? Yes? Yes, but it is stretchy.
Which for most of them meant slicing them into pretty small pieces, which, spoiler alert, is most easily done with scissors.
Oh! Okay, we've introduced the scissors and my life has changed forever.
Should have remembered that from my time at Lofty Pursuits. Now, this category had 92 total candies, and they were generally divided into 4 different candy types. There were 31 taffies, like Airheads and Laffy Taffies.
Potentially unpopular opinion, the banana Laffy Taffy is my favorite.
That's not unpopular.
Okay,
that's the opinion.
Everyone's nodding. Okay, never mind. That's the opinion. Hot take.
As well as High Chews, Tootsie Chews, a category favorite of mine, Starbursts, and the clearly inferior Now and Laters.
In my opinion, and this might be upsetting, they're like worse Starbursts.
That's a very mainstream opinion.
Okay. I'm very nervous about all these hot takes I'm dropping in this video.
We also included 13 powdery candies in this category, like Pixie Sticks, Pop Rocks, Smarties, Warheads Powder, and of course, Fun Dip.
Another controversial opinion, I like the stick better than the dip.
I agree. I'm a stick man.
I'm a stick man. Let me tell you something about me. I'm a stick man.
I know what you're gonna say, powder isn't chewy, but we actually found that including the powders in this category was really helpful for the blending, as they kind of act like a drying agent to make sure the other candies don't just glom onto each other in a big sticky ball, which is specifically what the 35 gummies would certainly do, as we had all the gummies in this category, from worms to bats to bears.
It's grizzly. Oh, I didn't even mean to say that.
That's pretty good.
To Sour Patch Kids, fangs, and even a finger.
I hate the finger, actually. I actually despise the finger. I don't understand anything about it. I hate it.
It doesn't look like a finger at all.
No, looks like a carrot.
After that, we had a couple of chewy pellets like Skittles.
I stopped cutting them, I just started squishing them.
Yeah, like garlic.
And then to end the category with a bang, we had candy corn. Now, I know some people don't like candy corn, but Tyler and I do, although we will concede, we have no idea what flavor it's even trying to be.
I don't know.
Corn?
I feel like it's kind of its own flavor, if you think about it.
As a question, what flavor is candy corn? Let me know what you think.
Subscribe for corn. Comment for something else.
Subscribe for corn.
And then it was time for the blender. And we had to be careful here. Only turning on the blender for quick, short little bursts.
It's not hot, but I'm feeling warmth.
Because if the friction from the blades actually got hot at all, it could cause our chewy candies to just melt together. And we wanted paste, not blob.
It smells crazy.
It really does.
What does that smell? I was going to say, is that just like Warheads powder?
And in between short bursts of blending, I tried to turn over our mixture inside.
Oh, what a weird texture. It's like bouncy.
Though I did have to fight it a bit, as it started to become a really strange, almost rubbery consistency.
You see the bounce?
Yeah.
It's resisting me, you know what I mean? Kind of like oobleck or something, a non-Newtonian fluid.
And once it was as uniform as it was gonna get,
well, there you have it, folks. I guess we're calling that good.
Our plan here was to scoop out bits and then massage a decent amount into each mold.
Conglomerate rock vibes.
Slowly flattening it out into something resembling a layer. Yes, I concede it looks a bit crazy.
Why do I feel like I keep seeing pieces of that finger everywhere? I feel like I literally put one finger in and I've seen like 1,000 little pieces of finger come out.
It's kind of like a Hydra.
Now, obviously, since we hadn't melted this concoction together, the flavor wasn't going to be totally uniform, but our most popular flavors in this category were cherry, orange, strawberry, and apple, with a decent helping of sour.
Chewy. Oh.
That's activating things.
Oh, I think I liked the Franken hard candy a little bit more, but this thing wasn't too bad either.
Initially it tasted kind of bad, but then inside it kind of tastes like a citrusy Skittle, right? Skittly, Skittle-esque.
And with chewy down and in,
I feel a little pop. Do you feel a little pop? There was like one pop rock that went off.
It was time for us to move on to our 56 chocolate candies, which included all of our chocolate bars and chocolate-based candy bars. And for this category, our process was going to be to dice up our candies into reasonably small chunks and then melt them into a Franken-fudge.
Look at me in my tiny kitchen. I'm baking you a Reese's pie.
And we started this category off strong with 9 different Reese's products, with a number of different cups like normal, thin, white chocolate, Franken.
It's the Franken cup!
Which I think was basically just green, as well as a number of Reese's attempts at different shapes.
Looks more like a lima bean. Wow. What shape is that, do you ask? It's a bat.
And this category was really just stacked with some of the most iconic names in the candy world. Like we had all the Kit Kats, we had all the Snickers.
Ooh, that cross-section is clean.
Yeah, that is a beautiful bar.
We had the Butterfinger, we had the Mounds, we had the Almond Joy.
The naked Almond Joy is pretty funny because it's just like, oh, there's the almond. Like, that's the almond. Found it. There it is.
Scarab from the Mummy.
But though a lot of the names of these bars are really recognizable, it's kind of hard to remember what's in each one.
And they all sort of have like similar ingredients, but like one different one.
Like for example, what's in a Baby Ruth?
Looking at the cross-section, I actually don't know what's in there.
What is that?
What's in a Baby Ruth?
Turns out it's nougat, caramel, and peanuts. Sound familiar? Because that's also a Snickers.
And slightly similar to Three Musketeers, right?
There's no peanut in Three Musketeers.
But there is nougat.
There is nougat.
Okay.
And listen, you take away the peanuts from a Snickers, and boom, you've got a Milky Way.
And Milky Way is caramel, chocolate, and cookie?
No, that's a Twix.
Okay. Milky Way is a Snickers without peanuts.
Yes.
Three Musketeers is a milk.
It's a Snickers without caramel and peanuts.
So it's just nougat.
Yeah.
And the payday even goes as far as removing the chocolate itself.
Literally, what is that? It's just bare.
And that's not even considering the crispy family, like Crackle, Crunch, a freaking 100 grand, a whatchamacallit.
Its brand is that no one knows what's in it.
Whatchamacallit? That one candy?
Not that memorable.
At least the Rolo is round, and the Heath has English toffee, and Mr. Beast has some wordplay with that whole D's nuts thing.
Is there anything in there?
Nuts.
Can you see them?
Those nuts.
Hey, there are those nuts.
And after plowing through all of our bars, we also had a pumpkin-shaped York peppermint patty, a single orange junior mint, and 6 types of M&Ms.
Peanut butter, maybe? Splat. What's that? Fudge brownie?
Which all squished in a variety of different ways.
And boom goes the dynamite.
And with all of them flattened and put into our Pyrex, it was time to melt.
All right, chocolates, to the salon. Just kidding. To the double boiler. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's go. Sorry, that was the Feastable speaking through me.
Now, our big idea here was to heat our chopped up bits together until they were reasonably soft.
All right, we're melting.
And then once they were liquid enough, use a stick blender to basically blend out any large chunks to get it to more of that fudge-like texture, which we then dolloped into our candy bar molds to fill them up to the top.
Here comes the glob. Hello, glob.
This texture was also a bit odd. It was not molten, but not solid either.
It is, once again, a very interesting consistency. We are creating new forms of matter, people.
And it would kind of stick together, but it was also kind of crumbly. And because I couldn't help myself, I snuck a little taste.
Wow.
And honestly, this was bomb.
It is a demented brownie. Totally. It's not just chocolate. It is vaguely grainy in the way that like a brownie might be. Very good though. It's chocolate, peanuts, M&M shells, a little crunch of M&M shells, and I got like a hint of mint. Maybe I was near the York peppermint patty. Yeah, I think I got essence of York.
The only thing I couldn't really taste was the abundance of nougat, but that's more of a texture than a flavor, really.
I like it. Okay, all right. So we're gonna let this sit for a second and then we're gonna enrobe.
So our next step was to cover the innards we had made with chocolate, aka enrobe.
So I basically have a whole bunch of Hershey's here. Hershey's bars, mini bars, and Kisses, all of which I think technically qualify as Halloween candies, right? And I'm gonna melt this into a sort of fondue pot of chocolate, in which I will dip my Franken candy bars.
So while our Hershey's were melting, we demolded our naked bars.
That is beautiful, dude.
It's okay if there's some cracks. I feel like we said, that's for the best for the teeth.
Now this is when we have to come clean and let you guys know that we had secretly made 8 Franken bars and not just 4.
That one looks kind of good. That one looks kind of like a sandwich. A garbage sandwich.
We didn't necessarily plan on telling you guys about them because they were supposed to just be backups, but we decided that we actually wanted more chances at enrobing since it seemed like a pretty high-stakes situation that I could potentially mess up.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I don't think you're ready for this jelly.
Probably not.
I don't think I'm ready for this jelly, honestly.
Probably not.
For the enrobing itself, we decided to roughly follow this tutorial from Kaibo Chocolates.
Boom, and in.
Now in this video, Beverly is actually enrobing these smaller pralines to make them like truffles, so our bars were quite a bit longer than her candies.
Submerge, submerge, submerge. Fork, fork, fork.
And we were also using untempered chocolate, partially because we don't have one of those nice tempering machines that our friends at Escazoo have. So our chocolate didn't flow quite as nicely as Beverly's did.
Dab it off, dab it off.
Dab, dab. It is falling apart, but we're going.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right, we're going.
It's a bar, it's a bar.
Go for the money, go for the money.
But against all odds, I think we were kind of making it work.
Dude, that lady's video is everything. I don't know what she's doing over there. Her and her pralines. They're killing it.
And after about bar 4 or 5, I would even dare say I'd gotten the hang of it.
Slide to the left. And go. Pivot, pivot. And done.
Then I forked off some of the excess chocolate onto our tray.
Oh yes, he gets dripping down. Oh yeah.
And even though these guys looked a little crazy, this was pretty much what we were going for.
They're rustic. They're rustic Franken chocolate bars.
So enrobing, a check. It was time to let our bars rest.
All right, so it's the next day. Our Franken candy bars have been solidifying overnight. So now it's time to take them out of the oven. Smells good. And do some of our final touches.
So we only had a few candies left to go in or on our bars.
We have our Tootsie category and our caramel category.
Our Tootsie category was literally just a bunch of Tootsie Rolls.
Because Tootsie is a substance unto itself.
Yeah.
And our caramel category was made up of some very chewy caramels like our Milk Duds, our Werther's Chews, and our Sugar Daddies and Babies.
I've never actually had a sugar baby.
Probably shouldn't now that you have your adult teeth.
Now they don't just have some backup teeth. Yeah.
And the reason these hadn't gone into the bar is not because I'm a Tootsie hater, it's that their consistency is so different from the other candies that they just ruined any category they were added to.
Oh god, the Tootsie are stuck. Help! I've Tootsied and I can't get up.
So what we decided to do was to melt and then drizzle them separately on top of the bar, sort of like an artisanal garnish. Although I wouldn't necessarily recommend drizzling with Tootsie in general, as it is weirdly elastic when melted.
Hell yeah, man.
I got one giant squirt of Tootsie over there, but that's okay. An artful squirt of Tootsie. That's what we're calling that.
Caramel, on the other hand, is thankfully pretty drizzleable, so it was a little more cooperative.
Zoink, zoink, zoink.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And with every candy now present in or on our bars,
wrapped like a mummy, potentially.
Yeah, no, the mummy vibes intensify here, big time.
Shrouded in caramel.
I think we could finally say we had some finished Franken candy bars, people. Now that's what I'm talking about.
Should we get the smoke machine out?
Maybe.
And after many hours of prototyping, chopping, melting, and drizzling, it was finally time to cut and taste.
Oh, the layers. I can feel them. Oh, a little crunch at the end. Ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Ta-da!
Oh,
What do you think?
And from top to bottom, these things do look pretty crazy.
So much blue.
It's our first blue Franken. See, it's not always purple. Sometimes it's this.
But I guess the next question is, do they taste as crazy as they look?
Cheers.
Big crunch.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. So I have all 13 teeth or whatever.
Oh my god, it's chewy. Whoa!
Now in terms of statistics, though I have mentioned some of the popular flavors within the different categories as we've went, across the board, of our 233 total Halloween candies, our most popular flavors / flavorful ingredients were chocolate with 63 appearances, cherry with 33, apple with 30, orange with 29, and then tied with 27 appearances each were caramel, strawberry, and peanut / peanut butter. And though it itself isn't really a flavor, a whopping 31 candies were classified as sour. Eek, that's a pretty big range, and you can taste a lot of those flavors.
I think it's good. I think it's good. It is Wonka-ish in that, like, there are a lot of different consistencies, so things dissolve at different rates. Like, the chocolate was first. The chocolate was first and powerful and dissolved fast. And then I was left with the chewy things. And I think I got a little bit of like sour worm in there. So it was kind of like a vaguely citrusy, vaguely tropical sour gummy flavor.
Now we did have a couple of hodgepodge-ish layers, the chewy layer and to a lesser degree the Franken fudge, so some bites did taste slightly different than others, but overall, I think I liked it, but I definitely needed some second opinions.
Honestly, the most interesting thing was the texture. I can't tell if the texture was good or not. The initial crunch of the hard candy layer is fun. The lengthy chew at the end, I'm not so sure about. It's so chewy.
So we invited a very brave cast of characters to taste our Franken creation and help us answer our question from the beginning of the video. Is this thing a treat or some sick and twisted trick? So we asked Tyler, of course.
Funky.
Funky?
Chunky.
Chunky.
It's just a lot. Oh.
Funky chunk?
As well as two of our friends at Eskazoo, professional chocolate makers Carla and Danielle, and Matt and Steph Pat of the Theorist channels, including notably Food Theory. And what is this if not a food mystery? And right off the bat, this thing was pretty divisive.
Ooh.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh, I like it.
Get out of here. No, you don't.
Just not.
I'm getting like a little tartness in there.
Oh.
It was a trolley.
That's a Skittles.
Tyler liked it, but was not very descriptive.
It's good. I'll take some more, please.
Eskazoo was a bit taken aback by the barrage of flavors.
Skittles for sure.
There's peanuts.
Butterfinger.
I did taste the Butterfinger too.
Reese's. There's a pink Starburst somewhere in there.
But actually ended up liking the texture.
I like the texture of that.
Me too. It's smooth, it's creamy, it's crunchy, it's gummy.
It's chewy.
As well as the blend of nuts and fruit.
I don't know, it kind of works. I guess if you eat it a certain way.
I mean, it's like PB&J with chocolate.
Matt Pat absolutely hated it.
It's not often that I bite into a chocolate bar and get overwhelmed with the flavor of sour, but I bit into this and it was like sour chocolate.
Take another bite.
No, thank you.
No.
I think he thought it was blasphemous, sacrilegious, a desecration of the good name of the chocolate bar.
Oh, everything about this is wrong.
No.
This is so wrong.
No, I think this is on to something.
But it was Steph Pat that came out as the Frankenbar's greatest champion.
I don't actually like chocolate bars very much because it's too much chocolate. This cuts the chocolate with something that's lighter, it's sour, it's a change of texture. I think this hits the mark.
I think she really just gets the Franken.
What an efficient delivery method for getting me all the candy flavor I want in one bite instead of having to open like 8 different things. This is awesome. I'm in.
So there you go. It's about 70-30. For some a trick, but others a treat.
I think a kid would freaking love this
I would love it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of like it.
But overall, no matter how crazy this thing tastes or not, I'm pretty proud of our handiwork here. So if you need me, I'll be munching on this thing for the next few days.
But the flavor is sort of addicting. What is that?
That's
corn syrup.
That's finely tuned corn syrup.
That's corn syrup.